at DesMoines.com. Citgo, Chef IQ Sense, Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha, Fitzgerald Equipment, Patriot Pavement Maintenance, TimberTech Decking and Railing, Bet365, the Village of Bedford Park, and McGrath Acura of Westmont. And now your host, Zach Zaidman.
After a brief trip to Atlanta, the Cubs return home on a 2-game win streak after taking a series from the Braves. We'll look to do it again today as they begin a 3-game set with the Tampa Bay Rays. Hi there, everybody. Judson Richards in for Zach. The Rays come in right at .500 on the season at 72-72. As for the Cubs, they have their sights set squarely on the playoffs with a 3.5-game lead on the top wild card spot. Time now for a conversation with Coomer, sponsored by Yuengling Traditional Lager, the oldest brewery in America, and by Hatfield Better Care, Better Pork. Zach is in for Coom today. Hi, Zach. The story of this team for months was the offense, but recently the starting rotation has been the most dominant part of this club with 16 regular season games remaining. You'd like to see the offense pick up some speed again, but ultimately it's most important to get this team healthy.
That's the biggest key, is making sure that Kyle Tucker is right once you get into the playoffs, making sure that Daniel Palencia is right once you get into the playoffs. And we'll still wait and see with those two guys. Michael Soroka had a nice rehab outing with Iowa the other day, so things are ticking up in that department. Seiya Suzuki, though, out of the lineup today. He's sick, but you're right. It's getting the offense back on track and making sure you have healthy guys to help the offense get back on track.
Time now for our keys to the game, sponsored by Heat and Frost Insulators and the Illinois Regional Insulation Contractors. Visit local17insulators.com, and by Toyota. Visit your Chicagoland Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today. Okay, Zach, our pitching matchup looks like this for the Rays. It's right-hander Shane Baz. For the Cubs, it'll be all-star Matthew Boyd.
Let's start with Boyd, who's been lights out here at Wrigley Field. Judson, 10-1 with a 2.16 ERA in 13 starts. He's coming off a quality start last weekend against Washington, giving up just 2 earned runs on 7 hits in 7 innings. Cubs lost that game, and the Cubs have dropped 7 of Boyd's last 8 starts. He's 1-5 with a 4+ ERA during that time, but I mentioned here at Wrigley Field, he's been lights out all season long. As for Baz, he comes in at 9-11 in 28 starts with an ERA of nearly 5. Big strikeout guy, 164 strikeouts in 155 innings. So the key when you face a guy like this, be ready to hit when you get in the box, because you know he's going to strike you out if you don't determine what you want to do.
Zach, thank you. Look forward to your call this afternoon alongside Pat Hughes. 74 degrees, blue skies up above, a beautiful day for baseball. Up next, we'll hear from our insider Bruce Levine with the Inside Pitch. That's next on The Score, the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home, afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score.
Future You is using their Rapid Rewards for their next vacation. All thanks to Present You signing up with Southwest Airlines, where you earn points every time you fly. Because what's the point of points that Future You can't use? And since your Rapid Rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward Future You with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
Hey folks, Coom here. Since teaming up with the fine folks at Yuengling Beer, I've heard this question a lot. Ron, how has Yuengling managed to be around for 196 years? Well, it comes down to one thing. They brew great beer. Simple as that. It takes real quality to become the oldest brewery in America, and Yuengling's been doing it right since 1829. Whether it's traditional lager, light lager, Flight by Yuengling, they all have the same commitment to flavor and craftsmanship. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. Official beer of the Cubs Radio Network, DG Yuengling & Sons, Pottsville, PA.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Tag team bits and sockets with a Bosch 18-volt 2-in-1 impact driver. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Ultimately in Hot Talk, Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday morning from 5:30 to 10 on 6-7 The Score and the Odyssey app. This is the Cubs Radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. Judson Richards along with you as the Cubs open up a 3-game set against the Rays here at Wrigley Field. Now time for Inside Pitch with insider Bruce Levine, sponsored by Gilkey Windows. Upgrade your home today. Visit Gilkey.com. Bruce, nice to see you. It's also nice to see the kind of season Nico Horner has put together.
Right, and the question, Judson, is does the batting championship mean anything these days with the concentration on slug and OPS? Nico Horner is tied for second place in the National League, 11 points behind Trey Turner, who is on the IL. Would the Cubs' second baseman be excited to win the batting title?
I don't know where that's at right now. I think Trey Turner's leading the league, and he's had a really amazing year. I think for any baseball player, that still carries a lot of weight. I know that OPS and other ways of measuring offensive production have become more valued by baseball, but I think there's still something really special about just the batting average number and 300 in particular.
Horner getting on base and being clutch for his team is the major point for each at bat.
Obviously, year to year, there's going to be fluctuation just based on the luck that you have and things like that. But, of course, I take pride in those situations, and oftentimes those unearned scoring position situations can really drive a game one way or another. So you want to contribute to winning as much as you can.
Judson, Horner's true value as a throwback player is the all-around ability to play great defense, run the bases, and hit in the clutch. He's a player who helps his team win every day.
Bruce, thank you. Nico hitting 5th today, of course, manning second base. The Cubs take on the Mets in a 3-game series starting Tuesday, September 23rd. Be here for it. Get your tickets at Cubs.com/tickets. We'll take a look at who's hot and who's cold next. You're listening to The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans. It's Pete Crow Armstrong. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Take the short drive north to Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Your one-stop shop for everything Subaru. Outstanding customer service, a large inventory of vehicles, and a laid-back atmosphere you won't find in the city. Visit ZieglerSubaruKenosha.com today.
Hey, it's David Hoffer, Chef IQ. You know the feeling when you're about to cut into a juicy steak and hope it tastes as perfect as it looks? That sounds delicious. Worry no more. The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates undercooking or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether on a stovetop, oven, or grill. The probe is inserted into your food, connected wirelessly to an app. Once you select your desired doneness, the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill or the turkey out of the oven. It's that simple. Order one now on ChefIQ.com. That's ChefIQ.com.
The President's Cup is coming to Medina Country Club September 22nd through 27th, 2026. Join us as the top U.S. and international PGA Tour players compete for their country. Tickets are on sale now at presidentscup.com.
You know that expression, put a little spring in your step? Well, whoever said it must have been talking about Glide Step hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with Glide Step, you get a pillow-like soft landing, then an explosive takeoff. It makes walking feel effortless. So springy, it's almost like you're floating. And speaking of effortless, have you tried hands-free Skechers slip-ins technology? Well, Glide Step Skechers slip-ins has got it, and you need it. Just step in. No hands necessary. And instantly your shoes are on. No bending down, no touching. It takes putting on your shoes to a new level of convenience. Whether you're running errands, walking the dog, or on your feet all day at work, Glide Step keeps you comfortable from morning to night, all with the ease of slip-ins. Plus, Glide Step Skechers slip-ins are available in styles for men, women, and kids. From casual to athletic to work footwear, even sandals. So you can get the comfort of Glide Step anywhere, anytime. Put some major spring in your step with Glide Step hands-free Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
The clearance event is going on now at American Sale. Save up to 70% on pools, patio sets, and more. The clearance event, only at American Sale. Bring the fun home.
All Cubs Trills and Saves are sponsored by Great Lakes Credit Union. Chicago's Credit Union. Join GLCU's mission of banking for a greater good at glcu.org. This is the Cubs Radio pregame show driven by Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana Buick, and GMC dealers. I'm Judson Richards. Cubs and the Tampa Bay Rays coming up here shortly on a gorgeous day at Wrigley Field. Time now to check on who's hot and who's cold. Sponsored by Plumbers 911 Plumbing Emergency. Call the professionals available 24/7 at 1-833-PLUM. 911. Who's hot? Ian Happ hitting .340 with 4 home runs in his last 12 games. Who is cold? Matt Shaw hitting just .206 in his last 12. Time now for the injury report, sponsored by Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. Visit ibji.com for locations and services. According to Counsell, Kyle Tucker is hitting and throwing but will not begin running until after the weekend. He says his Tuesday activation from the IL is unlikely. Daniel Palencia played some catch today to get an idea of the next steps they'll take there. Coming up next, it's our Cubs conversation with Andrew Kittridge. You're listening to Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Ian Happ here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Welcome to Old National Bank.
Hi, I was wondering what you could do for my small business.
Tons. Have time to talk?
Not much. We're on a 30-second radio ad.
Oh, I'll get straight to the point then. Our solutions are customized for small businesses. Our services make financial management simple, and our pricing is always transparent.
Outstanding. Wow.
Yeah. So, ever been in an ad before?
Nope. How do I look?
Good. But we're on the radio, remember?
Right. Hi, Mom.
Customized small business banking from Old National Bank. Member FDIC. Get old.
Score fans, check out the new Rahimi and Harris Show with Mark Grody. Middays, 10 a.m. to 2.
How do you, in a strong running back class, not get more of what you need? You trust your draft board. I don't.
But as that game went on, the cracks started to show. It's a sad walk of shame that Bears fans had to do again. Rahimi and Harris with me, Mark Grody, 10 a.m. to 2 on Chicago Sports Radio 670 The Score, always live on the free Odyssey app.
Let's play ball with Tito's. During today's game, if the Northsiders pitchers strike out 9 players, Tito's Handmade Vodka will donate $100 to Anti-Cruelty Chicago.
Today's Tito's Handmade Vodka canine of the game is Brady and Banksy, an 8-year-old Great Pyrenees mix from Chicago. If our team strikes out 9 players, Tito's will make a $100 donation to Anti-Cruelty Chicago. This is the Cubs Radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. Judson Richards along with you. Cubs and the Tampa Bay Rays from Wrigley coming up here shortly. Before our Cubs conversation, let's pause 10 seconds, allow stations to identify themselves. This is the Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Your headquarters for Cubs Talk, it's the Mullen Haw Show, mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Tampa Bay Rays on the season, 72 and 74. The Chicago Cubs are 83 and 63. Now time for our Cubs conversation. Here's Bruce.
Okay, Judson here with Andrew Kittridge. And Andrew, it seems like Craig Counsell is prepping everybody in the bullpen to be ready at any time, any place. How good is that as far as you go? I mean, you've been in bullpens a long time. Does that mentality work?
I think so. I think for the postseason, it's kind of necessary. I mean, just the way those games are, it's win at all cost. And, you just see that time of year guys get thrown into positions that they haven't been in a lot. So I just think the more that, you kind of experience a little bit of all of it, then you're just you're more prepared for those situations when it matters. So I think versatility in the bullpen is really important. I think guys that kind of do different roles is important, and especially down the stretch. I think you just hopefully everyone's throwing their best at this time of year, but we all kind of have to be ready to go whenever. With
Daniel down, some of it is necessity. The other is you guys are trusted guys that have done a great job all year.
Yeah, I mean, since I've been here, I've watched our bullpen look pretty good for the most part. I mean, we have guys that have been doing it for a long time that know how to get outs at this level, and we got some young guys too that just are talented and are kind of earning their stripes. And I think it's a really good unit that we have down there, and kind of a fun group to be a part of because there's from our end, we all kind of trust each other.
You're relatively new the last month and a half here, but how often do you look at a manager's moves and go, I don't know why, but it seems to have worked out?
Don't necessarily always question it in that sense, but I was commenting to some other relievers about how I've enjoyed the way that Counsell has used the bullpen. The communication's been really good. Doesn't seem to have been overworking too many guys too often. without a doubt, throughout the course of the year, there's going to be stretches where you get too much work and stretches where you don't get enough. But it's just the nature of the game, and I feel like he's done a really good job managing it. I mean, since I've been here, and I think the group down there kind of agrees as well.
Is there a different mentality in September? Is there a different way that you look at September, knowing that the games become overanalyzed, but really probably more important?
I try not to. I try to treat all the games the same. You could feel difference in the atmosphere from the fans, from just what each game means. I mean, you're a little bit more aware of what's going on, but I'm trying to stay even keel and consistent and approach the game. I would, no different than an April game. But sometimes that's easier said than done. We know that what's on the line, but this is when it gets fun, and this is the time of year you want to be pitching well.
Andrew, thank you.
Thank you.
Judson, now back to you.
Bruce, thank you. Fans in Illinois can purchase Cubs Charities 50/50 raffle tickets starting at 10 a.m. through the end of the game at Cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning. Up next is the Manager Show. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Every strikeout and home run is heard right here on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Want to rethink what's possible? How about being an investor? Not just in your future, but in the future. Well, it all starts with Invesco QQQ. For more than 25 years, this single ETF has given investors a direct line to the NASDAQ 100. That's 100 leading innovators behind advances in personal tech, science, and robotics, just to name a few. And you can access it all with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco QQQ is the proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
There are risks when investing in ETFs, including possible loss of money. ETFs' risks are similar to those of stocks. Investments in the tech sector are subject to greater risk and more volatility than more diversified investments. The NASDAQ 100 Index comprises the 100 largest non-financial companies on the NASDAQ. You can't invest directly into an index. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit Invesco.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully before investing. Invesco is not affiliated with the Chicago Cubs. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Cubs and the Rays on a picture-perfect September day at Wrigley Field. Coming up here in just about 15 minutes. Johnson Richards along with you. Time now to hear from manager Craig Counsell, sponsored by the Village of New Lenox, leading the way in residential and economic development. With Counsell, here's Zach.
Judson, thanks. Craig, so first look at the Rays this season, obviously. What stands out to you about this team when you watch them?
Yeah, I mean, Rays teams are usually kind of good at the controllables. So like the best thing. So they strike people out. From a pitching staff perspective, like they're going to prioritize strikeouts, and they have pitchers who can strike you out. So that's something from a pitching perspective. I mean, from an offensive perspective, we got to be aware of is that they're good at striking people out. They have strikeout stuff. They have multiple relievers with strikeout rates in the 30% category. From an offensive perspective, they're usually heavy, like going to try to get platoon matchups. I think you see that today. They got 5 left-handers on the bench with the left-hander pitching for us, so they're going to always try to kind of capture that. They're a team that really is a little different in that they're kind of they have 2 great offensive players. Camanero's had an incredible season and top 5 in home runs, and then Yandy Diaz has been a really good hitter for them for a long time, and he's also a solid hitter. So they have a really good middle of the lineup, I think. But offensively, just kind of overall average.
So when you're facing a strikeout staff, because you faced that the other day with Chris Sale in Atlanta, what's the key to being able to be successful offensively?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to strike out. I think strikeout. I think Chris Sale's different than some of these guys we're talking about. Like, usually there's damage kind of attached to the strikeout, which means it's their blessing and curse. Like, they can get you a swing and miss, but they probably give up fly balls, and the ball probably goes far when they make mistakes. So that's how you score against pitchers like that. Usually, I think strikeouts make it hard to put the ball in play, get sack flies, get runners in, get runners over, things like that. So stolen base may be more in play with strikeout pitchers, balls in the dirt, etc. So you have to score in different ways and think about all the ways you can score. And I think this team is pretty good at doing that. And so if that's what's required today, we'll certainly consider those options.
Can we zoom out a little bit? Because obviously you need to go about winning every single day, but you also have to look ahead with 2+ weeks left in the regular season to put your team in the best possible position for the playoffs. What's that balance like as a manager?
We've had some of those decisions. I think you've seen them, whether it's, Pete kind of taking a couple days with Pete, or Kyle going on the injured list. We've made decisions with Cade about pitch counts, things like that. So you're always making something around those decisions. And I think you kind of take it day to day. Look, you look at every player day to day. Like, who's the reliever that's maybe been worked a lot? Caleb Thielbar has probably been the guy that's been pitching the most lately. So should we give him a day off? Those are the kind of the questions you ask on a day to day basis. From otherwise we're in everybody's really kind of healthy and ready to go today, and so you make those daily decisions. Big picture, in terms of how it looks, big picture, I think you have your eye on maybe most likely scenarios, and then kind of work off them and have working plans off them, and try to make sure that you have some time to adjust should other things happen, and plans should other things happen, but Not too much as you think. I think you plan, of course. There's always planning going on, but day to day, you just kind of go win the game, and it doesn't change kind of what position you're in.
This is a big weekend for the Cubs at Wrigley as they welcome back Anthony Rizzo. You had a first-hand look at Rizzo from the other dugout. When you were managing against him, what stood out to you about Anthony Rizzo?
I think he felt like, look, that was a team full of stars. There's no question about it. And winning a World Series creates stars, too. But I think Rizzo always felt like very much like the heartbeat of the team. For me, it always felt like Rizzo and Baez. But that's just my feeling on it. And I think he was just a good – and it was because he was just a good, like Javi, just a good all-around player. There's defense, there's instincts, there's power, there's bat to ball. He kind of had all the stuff that you could do. And he had a good walk-up song.
Intoxicated.
And the fans seem to love the walk-up song, which I think is an underrated way to create a connection with your fan base.
Do you think the manager should be introduced to a walk-up song?
Like when? Like when I go out and argue?
No, well, that would be awesome.
Yeah, when I go out and argue, they play the song.
Or if you get ejected.
Exactly. Yeah.
Last one. Do you want to brag about the Packers?
No. I'm rooting for the Bears. I'm rooting for Caleb Williams. I'm rooting for Ben Johnson. I think he's a really good coach, and I've kind of just meeting him. I'm interested in him having success. But I think the Packers are pretty good this year.
They are, which will make things interesting in the NFC North. Counts, good luck this weekend. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Judson, back to you.
Zach, thank you. Good stuff. It is time now as Cubs get set to face off against the Rays here at Wrigley Field. It is time now for the national anthem.
And now please remain standing and join Lauren Hall.
Maybe not time just yet. We are just seconds away, but we will tell you. Okay, now time for the national anthem.
Oh, Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
A wonderful rendition of the national anthem by Lauren Hall. Our national anthem sponsored by Patriot Pavement Maintenance, simplifying pavement maintenance for industrial, commercial, and educational clients. We'll check the baseball scoreboard coming up next. This is the Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday on Rahimi and Harris with me, Mark Grody, 10-2 on the Score.
Join Great Lakes Credit Union's mission of banking for a greater good. As a nonprofit financial institution, Great Lakes Credit Union invests in local communities while offering the services of big banks. Learn more at glcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 for Kids.
1-877 for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Roofing and waterproofing provides a rewarding career. Every job is a new challenge that requires advanced skills training provided by the Chicago Roofers Joint Apprenticeship and Training Program. Earn while you learn the trade of roofing and waterproofing. Great pay, annual raises, and union benefits. Apply today at chicago-roofers.org.
It's O-Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Up to $100 in bonus rewards available at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Cubs and the Rays coming up in just minutes. Judson Richards along with you. Time now for Who Are You Banking On? Sponsored by Busey Bank, building business, growing well since 1868. I'm banking on Nico Horner, who's hitting .294 on the year. That's the best on the team. Our pitching matchup, sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Cubs All-Star Matthew Boyd takes him out today, boasting a 12-8 record, a 2.92 ERA. The Rays will counter with right-hander Shane Baz, who's 9-11 with a 4.94 ERA. Time now for the Round Baseball Scoreboard Scoreboard, sponsored by Great Clips. It's going to be great. Cubs are the only day game, as they often are, on a Friday afternoon around the NL Central this evening. Pirates are on the road to battle the Nationals. Cardinals and the Brewers go at it in Milwaukee. That will do for the pregame show. Coming up, it's Pat Hughes and Zach Zabin. It's the Cubs and the Rays from Wrigley. Next, you're listening to Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be. With high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and no bet fees. Other books may charge you just to get on the field. But with Circa Sports, you can swing away with every bet. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Best time to buy pools, patio sets, hot tubs, and grills is right now. Hi, I'm Bob. At American Sale, you'll find the largest selection of everything you need for your backyard fun. And right now, you can save up to 70%. That's right, 70%, and get special financing for 5 years or cash back. Plus, free delivery and our lowest price guarantee. See store for details. The best time to buy sales event is going on now at American Sale. Come in and see us or visit us online. American Sale, bring the fun home.
The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer everyone should have. It eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat to achieve perfection. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Cubs fans, Pat Hughes here. Join Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman, and me for every Cubs game on 670 The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
He drives one in the air, deep left center. Back goes Cruz. It's got a chance. Gone. Home run, Dansby Swanson. High fly ball, deep right field. This ball's got a chance. It is gone for a home run.
And if you live in the Chicago area, also on the free Odyssey app.
This Odyssey sports broadcast is brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
And now, Odyssey and 670 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Ian Happ.
Base hit into right. Cubs win the ball game. Ian Happ, a game-winning single.
It's Pete Crow Armstrong.
Gone! Three-run homer, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Hey, it's Kyle Tucker.
Kyle drives one in the air to right field. That ball is gone. It's a three-run homer.
Yeah, this is what you came here for. Cubs game on the Score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benny's Beverage Depot, Nissan, Benjamin Moore, Hefty Trash Bags, Latourell Tire, James Hardy Building Products, AARP, Seaglass Wine, Volvo, Sloan, Xfinity, It's Not a Game, Illinois.com, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And now here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes, and All-Star Ron Coomer with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's game one of a three-game weekend series between the Chicago Cubs and the Tampa Bay Rays. Good afternoon, everybody. Along with Zach Zaidman, who is pinch hitting for Ron Coomer, it's Pat Hughes reporting. It's a beautiful late summer day here at the friendly confines. The starting pitchers, left-hander Matthew Boyd going for the Cubs, right-hander Shane Baz starting for Tampa. Back with the lineups and baseball right after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. TNCs apply in-app only.
Dear Autumn, fall into great value in a new Toyota, like the tough-as-nails Tacoma, the sleek all-hybrid Camry, or the versatile RAV4. Find yours today. Toyota. Let's go places.
Cubs are on the field defensively. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. Sponsored by Verizon, the most reliable 5G in Chicago. As Matthew Boyd makes his final warm-up tosses, the Tampa Bay Rays will line up in this manner today. Chandler Simpson, the speed demon, in left field. Yandy Diaz at first. Former Cub Christopher Morel, the designated hitter. Junior Caminero batting fourth and playing third base. Jake Mangum in right. Everson Pereira is in center. Richie Palacios batting 7th and playing second base. Nick Fortes catching and batting 9th and playing shortstop for the Tampa Bay Rays, Carson Williams. Stepping into the box right now, Chandler Simpson. The left-hander Matthew Boyd, who's been a model of consistency all year, ready to go to work. The tall southpaw delivers the game's first pitch, and it's taken down low, and away we go. Michael Busch will lead off for the Cubs at first. Ian Happ in left. Carson Kelly catching and batting third. The next offering is outside, ball 2. Pete Crow Armstrong, the cleanup man, in center. Nico Horner batting 5th and playing second base. Moises Ballesteros, the DH. There's a strike, 2-1. Dansby Swanson batting 7th at shortstop. The Cubs' right fielder today is Willie Castro, and Matt Shaw batting 9th and playing third base. So there you have the lineups. Here comes the 2-1 to Simpson. Swing and a miss. And it is 2-2. Zach, nice to be with you again. Ron Coomer is fine. He's just taking a couple of days off. But a very big series, as they all are when you get to this stage of the campaign.
And, Pat, it's great to have you back with us as the Cubs enter play as the top wild card team in the National League.
Sidearm pitch just missed outside, 3-2. Chandler Simpson, Zach, this is our first chance to watch him live. I've read a lot about him. He's got amazing speed. He's a left-handed batter, and here comes the 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. I even read an article about him that in the minor leagues he was so fast and he beat out so many ground balls to the infield, teams were playing the infield in with nobody on base.
Amazing. Since StatCast started, and that's the computer system that's able to track player metrics, since it began in 2015.
Payoff pitch on the way, lashed foul off to the left, out of play.
Simpson has been clocked with the fastest home to first base time in history, under 4 seconds, which is just amazing.
I'm sure Ron Coomer would have given him a good, well, never mind. 3-2, here's the pitch. Line toward left is a base hit. An opposite field single for Chandler Simpson. And the Rays have a man on. Now we'll see if he would risk a stolen base attempt. I say that, Zach, because the guy on the mound, Matthew Boyd, has 10 pickoffs, which is the best in the big leagues this year.
And the best ever by a Cub in a single season.
Boyd this year 12-8. Tall left-hander, big lead at first by Simpson. No score, just underway, a man at first. Diaz, a right-handed batter. Yandy Diaz takes outside, 1-0. What are some of the numbers about Boyd that caught your eye, Zach?
The fact that he's 10-1 at Wrigley Field in 13 starts this season with a 2.16 ERA.
Here's the pickoff throw to first. Not in time. Boyd has the ability to be looking at home as he then makes a pickoff throw to first. You have to step toward first, so he does that. If you don't step more toward first than the plate, they'll call a balk on you. So he's stepping toward first, but he's looking home, and that's why I think it deceives a lot of runners. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a wild pitch. And down to second goes Simpson. Well, you don't see Matthew Boyd miss the strike zone by that much. That was high and outside. I don't think Carson Kelly even got a glove on it.
And you wonder if that's where just having Simpson's speed on the bases impacts the pitcher. That was wild enough where Carson couldn't get out of his crouch to catch it. It banged off the bricks, and Boyd ended up catching the ball halfway up the third base line.
I would say that's the wildest wild pitch we've seen from Matthew Boyd all year long. A man at second, nobody out, just underway. Yandy Diaz takes inside, 3-0. So Boyd, uncharacteristically, battling some control issues right out of the gate today. Game time temperature, a delightful 76 degrees. Kind of a hazy Friday afternoon, a real thin cloud cover overhead. The 3-0 pitch outside. Ball 4. Let's see if Tommy Hottovy, the pitching coach, is ready to head to the mound. Boyd fell behind Simpson 3-0. Eventually gave up a hit on a full count pitch. Then during the Diaz at bat, he throws a wild pitch and walks Diaz on 4 in a row. And that's just not like Matthew Boyd. Yeah, here's Christopher Morel. And the pitch on the way to Chris. Swing and a miss. Game time temperature sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. Cubs in their City Connect Friday afternoon. Powder blue shirts and red numbers on their backs. Here's a high fly ball, deep left center. This is trouble. Back toward the wall, and that is going to be a 3-run homer for Christopher Morel. A towering drive. The wind is blowing toward left. And Tampa takes an immediate 3-0 lead here in the top of the first inning.
Morel was sitting on fastball. He got it from Boyd and did not miss. You mentioned the wind blowing from right to left, and Morel able to take advantage. And you know that one had to feel extra special for the former Cub, Christopher Morel, in his first game back at Wrigley Field since the trade last season.
How many times have we heard Ron Coomer talk about that, Zach? A guy comes back to his former team and immediately haunts them. Here's Junior Caminero, right-handed batting third baseman, swinging and missing. Caminero quietly putting together a tremendous year, 42 home runs, and he's driven in 106. Has a wide open stance, gold batting gloves, takes inside for a ball. Tampa in their visiting uniforms, navy blue shirts, gray trousers, navy blue hats and helmets, navy blue socks. Bouncer toward the middle, and it takes a bad hop, but Horner negotiates the hop and throws to first in time. That ball hit the second base bag and almost jumped over Nico's left shoulder. He really made a quick reaction, Zach, to make that play. Nicely done.
Yeah, great hand-eye coordination. This was a bouncer that almost hit Boyd, then hit the second base bag, bounced high in the air. Nico stayed with it and made the play.
One away, 3-0 Tampa, top of the first. Jake Mangum, the batter. Mangum takes a strike. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Here's a base hit up the middle, sharp ground ball. And Mangum has a single. 3-0 Tampa. With a man at first and one away, the batter is Everson Pereira.
It's game time. Time to crack open a Yuengling. After 196 years, the wait is over. Yuengling is finally available here in Illinois. Look for it at your favorite bar or store. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America.
Boyd making his 5th career start against the Tampa Bay Rays. Short lead at first by Mangum. And Pereira will swing and miss at an off-speed pitch. 0-1. Cubs occupy the top wild card spot in the National League. 3.5 games over the second wild card team, San Diego. There is a strike, 0-2. In the division race, the Cubs still certainly mathematically alive, 5.5 games behind Milwaukee. But you're down to just 16 games to play. At least the Cubs are. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way to Pereira. Throw to first, almost picked him off. Diving back in safely, Mangum. Beautiful dark green ivy. No change of colors on the ivy just yet. That's coming in a few weeks. And now the 0-2 from the lefty. Lifted to right toward the line is Castro. over near the sidewall, makes the catch in fair territory, and that's going to be out number 2. Anything near the walls, Zach, I always hesitate to call it routine because you've got the wind, you've got that sidewall, which is only about a foot on the other side of the foul line, and it's a hard brick wall. It's padded, but you don't want to be running into that thing at full speed. No chance.
No, and that tells you a lot about Willie Castro and the quick adjustment he's made out there in right field.
Now the left-handed batting Richie Palacios takes a strike.
And for those just tuning in, Seiya Suzuki is dealing with an illness, so he's out of the lineup today. Kyle Tucker remains on the injured list with the calf strain, so that's why Castro's out there in right.
The 0-1 to Palacios, fouled away, 0-2. But Willie Castro has shown the ability to play several different spots and play adequately, in fact, even better than adequately in most of the spots. He's very, very versatile and a good athlete. And the 0-2. On the way to Palacios, low and outside. There's always a job in baseball for a good, solid, defensive-oriented utility man.
Yeah, this is Castro's 27th game with the Cubs, and we've seen him all over, right? Right, center, second, third, as well as some other positions.
Now the pitch by Boyd. It's low and outside to Palacios. This is a 25-pitch inning already for Matthew Boyd. Boyd with a record of 12-8 and a fine ERA of 2.92. He's really been one of the most consistent starting pitchers in all of baseball this year. Very few rocky outings. And now the 2-2 bouncer toward the middle, glove by Dansby Swanson on the edge of the outfield grass behind second, throws to first in time, and that ends the inning. But Christopher Morel belts a 3-run homer as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Tampa 3, Cubs coming up on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Coom here. Let me tell you one of the things I really like about Yuengling. They brew a beer for everyone's taste. From their traditional lager to light lager, flight, golden pilsner, and even a black and tan, there's something for every kind of beer drinker. So whether you're firing up the grill, watching a game, or at the golf course, there's a Yuengling that fits the moment. Take a look at the lineup next time you're out. You might just find a new favorite. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, official beer of the Cubs Radio Network, DG Yuengling & Sons, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Change is always happening. But no matter what changes in 5 years, there's one thing that will stay the same: the price of your internet. With the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, miter saw is my favorite.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Car accident? Call DNW right now. Slip and fall? Call DNW right now. Any accident at all? Call DNW Law right now. Don't hesitate. Call the 8s, 312-888-8888.
Cubs leadoff man is Michael Busch. Leadoff man presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Michael Busch gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Right-hander Shane Baz, with a record of 9-11, going to work on Michael Busch. Michael, the left-handed batter, takes high for a ball. Marvin Hudson is the home plate umpire today. The rest of the umpiring crew featuring Ryan Blakeney at first, Ben May at second, and Junior Valentine at third. And the 1-0 pitch to Bush is in there for a strike. What are some of the numbers of Shane Baz you'd like to share with us, Zach?
He's 9-11 this season, Pat, with a 4.94 ERA in 28 starts, 164 strikeouts in 155 innings.
Bush showing bunt, pulls the bat back and takes ball 2.
But he's been a much better pitcher on the road this year than at home. A 6+ ERA in 15 starts in Tampa. On the road, a 3.59 ERA in 13 starts away from home.
That's kind of hard to figure sometimes. I always expect guys to pitch and hit better at home than they do on the road. Here comes the 2-1 now to Bush. And Michael hits a ground ball to second base. Routine for Palacios, and that's out number 1. 3-0 Tampa, bottom of the first, and the batter is Ian Happ.
And Pat, the first inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Tampa has been in the Chicagoland area for several days. They just wrapped up a series on the south side against the White Sox yesterday, lost. As Tampa lost 2 out of 3 to the suddenly competitive White Sox. The White Sox with the best record in the major leagues in September at 9-2.
Yeah, their rookie Colson Montgomery has really spearheaded that offense.
Ian Happ takes a strike. Happ hitting .237. He'll take high for a ball.
Baz missing with a fastball clocked at 97 miles per hour. The speed gun powered by Xfinity gets seriously powerful Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Pat, the Wi-Fi is booming.
Baz delivers a swing and a foul back. Baz, a starting pitcher, works out of the stretch on every single delivery. Something you don't see all that often. He works over on the extreme first base side of the rubber, and he's in the stretch, just like a bullpen guy would. And now he is set. And the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be strike 3 called. Ian Happ caught looking. 2 down first inning. Cubs trail 3-0, and the batter Carson Kelly.
Kelly has been on a bit of a power surge lately. Had over his last 7 games, 4 home runs, 8 runs batted in, including a homer last time out against the Braves off of Chris Sale that tied the game.
That was a big series the Cubs won down in Georgia after losing the opener. Came back to win the final 2. And the pitch on the way to Carson. A swing and a miss. Milwaukee plays tonight at home against St. Louis. Brewers with a 5.5 game lead over the Cubs. Shane Baz coming back 0-1. Kelly drives under the gap, left center, base hit in the alley. It will be cut off out there by Simpson, holding Kelly to a long single. So the Cubs get a man on. Here comes Pete Crow Armstrong. And let's see if Pete can get the Cubs back in this game.
PCA's been trending in the right direction. It's no secret he'd been scuffling for about a month and a half, but hitting .278 over his last 7 games with 4 RBIs and navigating through a bruised knee in the process.
Outfield deep and straight away against PCA. Pete with 87 runs batted in. He'll take high for a ball. 28 home runs. Shallow at third is Caminero. I don't look for him to be bunting right here, so that positioning kind of surprises me. Here's the 1-0 to Pete. He'll take a strike, 1-1.
And we've seen that a lot, Pat, from the teams that don't regularly play the Cubs.
No, I'm looking for him to try to drive one right here. Defensive alignment sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Here's a pitch low and in. Pretty good save by the catcher Fortes. Saved a wild pitch, but defensive alignment sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at fitzgeraldequipment.com. Tampa just slightly below the break-even point, 72 up and 74 down. As Pete takes high, ball 3. Let's see if he gets something to hammer on 3-1. Shane Baz spells his last name B-A-Z. And the 3-1 is a strike.
Knuckle curveball that spun right into the middle of the zone.
Baz, born in Houston. Big right-hander, 6'3", 200-pounder. Traveling time for the runner at first. That's Kelly. There he goes, and PCA swings and misses. Strike 3 to end the inning. No runs and a hit, a man left. We've played 1. Tampa 3, Cubs nothing. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Nico Horner here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
James Hardie Building Products knows how important your home is. That's why they're rated the #1 brand of siding in North America. Trusted by homeowners on over 10 million homes from coast to coast, they can give your home a beautiful design without compromising on durability and protection. They also know how important it is to support your hometown and root for the home team. That's why James Hardie is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardie Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Future You is using their Rapid Rewards for their next vacation. All thanks to Present You signing up with Southwest Airlines, where you earn points every time you fly. Because what's the point of points that Future You can't use? And since your Rapid Rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward Future You with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
At 19 weeks pregnant, I found out my blood was attacking my baby. I'm Ellen, and my team said her only chance at survival was a rare procedure.
Top ranked in Illinois for obstetrics and gynecology by U.S. News & World Report, the team at Northwestern Maternal Fetal Medicine Clinic treats high-risk pregnancies from across Chicagoland. They performed an unprecedented 5 in utero blood transfusions to ensure Ellen and her baby had a compatible blood type.
Today, my baby is healthy and full of life.
Northwestern Medicine, better.
FinishingChicago.com for the industry's best drywall finishing, wall covering, glass systems, signage, and painting contractors. Rely on FinishingChicago.com.
Our second inning brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are. Here's Pat and Zach.
All right, Judson, thank you. Second inning, 3-0 Tampa. Nick Fortes, right-handed batting catcher, takes outside. Well, some pretty exciting news over the last couple of days about Anthony Rizzo rejoining and, in fact, retiring as a Cub and becoming a Cubs ambassador. And he'll be great in that role. Here's a swing and a foul off to the right, out of play. Anthony's always had great people skills, fan favorite, great teammate, and a central figure on that World Series championship team. I was thinking after I heard the news, I don't think the Cubs would have won the World Series that year without him. I don't think there's any doubt they wouldn't have won it.
You know, it's funny. I was talking about this with Coombe last game. He was the heart and soul of the championship you never thought you'd see.
Here's a swing and a foul down the first baseline. Well, we were always hoping to see it, and now we want to see it again.
You can never have too many, right? But it'll be great. He'll be at the ballpark tomorrow and officially retire as a Cub. He'll throw out the first pitch.
Cubs the #1 wild card right now. Here's the pitch on the way. Hit foul on the ground past third. 3-0 Tampa. Cubs lead San Diego in the wild card standings by 3.5 games.
So if you're the top wild card team, that means you're the #4 seed in the playoffs, and you would host 3 games.
Here's a breaking ball that just missed. Yeah, that's the important thing, Zach, what you just mentioned. If the Cubs do nail down the top wild card spot, they are guaranteed the entire series in the first round to be here at Wrigley Field. If it takes 3, All three would be right here, and that's a plus. You'd much rather be at home in any kind of a ball game, but I think especially in the postseason.
Yeah, especially here at Wrigley Field, which is different than most ballparks, and you want to take advantage of that if you're the Cubs.
Here's the 2-2 from Boyd to Fortes. Fly ball to center. It's going to be caught by Pete Crow Armstrong for out number 1. 3-0 Tampa, second inning. The batter Carson Williams. The New York Mets right now occupy the third wild card spot, but they are getting very shaky right now. The Mets have lost 6 consecutive games, and both the Giants and Reds are still very much alive in the wild card race. Swinging a looper, shallow right, coming in. Castro makes the catch. Out number 2. But with the Mets nosediving, losing 6 in a row, the Giants and Cincinnati just a game and a half out of that final wild card spot.
Should be a wild final 2+ weeks of the regular season, especially in the National League.
Now Chandler Simpson, the batter. The pitch on the way to Chandler is outside.
And you were talking about the Padres being the number 2 wild card team in the National League at the moment, 3.5 games behind the Cubs.
Breaking ball popped up foul and out of play left side.
But the Padres are in a battle with the Dodgers for the National League West title as well. The Dodgers with a 2.5 game lead over the Padres at the moment.
Here comes the windup and the 1-1 from the lefty Boyd. He dropped down sidearm, fly ball to left, over toward the line is Happ. Angling toward the line, makes the catch to end the inning. 1-2-3 for Matthew Boyd at the end of 1.5 innings. It's Tampa 3 and the Cubs nothing on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Join us for some Cubs talk every morning. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score.
Where do the Cubs shop to celebrate a big win? Binny's Beverage Depot. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
With America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds. Like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid, backed by America's best warranty. The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. It's the best of both worlds.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $239 a month or get 1.99% APR on the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Offers end September 30th. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Struggling with plumbing problems? Plumbers 911 is your trusted solution with licensed plumbing professionals available 24/7 for any plumbing emergency. From repairs, leaks, sump pumps, and more. Plumbers 911 connects you with plumbers that do it right the first time. Call now at 1-833-PLUM-911.
Hey, baseball fans, now at Verizon, they are knocking it out of the park with low prices. Locked in for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. Get a single line for a low price of just $50 a month when you switch and bring your phone on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Only on a network you can count on. Slide into your local Chicago Verizon store today.
$20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rates. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Tuesday, September 23rd is Oktoberfest night. Fans who purchase at Cubs.com/specials will receive a commemorative Cubs beer stein. Be here for it. Here's Pat Hughes.
Okay, Judson, it'll be Nico Horner leading off the second inning against Shane Baz and taking inside for ball 1. Nico hitting a sturdy .294. Among the league leaders in batting average. Lines a base hit into left center. That won't hurt the average at all. Leadoff single for Nico. Cubs get a man on, and the batter now is Moises Ballesteros.
Nico's been a model of consistency. He's coming off a 3-hit performance against Atlanta on Wednesday night, hitting .357 over his last 7 games, .333 over his last 15, and .301 over his last 30. And he's got a chance, if he keeps this up, to finish the season as a .300 hitter.
Sure he does. Moises Ballesteros, the batter. Left-handed hitter, swings and fouls it back. Caminero on that first pitch was playing very shallow. And now he's being told by somebody in the first base dugout to move back. After that swing and foul back. 0-1 on Ballesteros. Left-handed hitter, very aggressive. Takes outside. Corner being held by Diaz at first. Big crowd at Wrigley. I don't see a whole lot of empty seats as we look around. It's going to be close to 40,000. I see a lot of rooftoppers across Sheffield and Waveland Avenues. Ballesteros hits a ground ball foul past first. For Boz, it's his first ever career start against the Cubs. He was acquired from the Pirates back in a 2018 trade. That was the deal that involved Tyler Glasnow and Austin Meadows and Chris Archer. Here's the next offering, down low, 2-2. He is exactly a .500 pitcher in the big leagues, 16 wins and losses. Short lead at first by Horner. And the 2-2 pickoff throw to first, almost a wild throw, knocked down by Diaz. You're going to start hearing magic numbers and teams closing in on division titles here if you haven't already. The Phillies are the closest division team to clinch. Their magic number down to 5 for clinching the National League East. The Mets are the second place team, ice cold. There's a big chop slowly hit to the pitcher, and he'll shovel it to the first baseman Diaz. And that's out number 1. Horner's safe at second. A little chopper. The pitcher Boz caught it halfway between the mound and the first base bag and underhanded the ball to Diaz on the 1-3 putout. And the batter is Dansby Swanson.
All reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Let's see if Dansby can get the Cubs on the board. Swanson takes a strike. Dansby's power numbers quite good. 22 homers. He's driven in 71. And gives you great defense at short day in and day out. Here's the 0-1. Inside, almost hit him. He's average at 245. This big crowd ready to make some noise. Let's see if Dansby can drive in the Cubs' first run as they trail 3-0. And the 1-1 from Boz. Breaking ball, strike 2 call.
That one appeared to miss the zone just off the outside. It was called a strike.
Short lead at second by Horner. And the pitch to Swanson, up and in. A check swing, no swing. Dansby started to swing and saw that fastball. He thought it must have thought it was going to be a breaking ball. It never broke, and it started bearing in on him. And he kind of awkwardly had to backpedal quickly to avoid being hit.
And that's 99 miles per hour coming at you.
And now Boz is ready again, and the 2-2. Swanson hits a chopper up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. A run is going to score. Dansby going for second. He is going to be in with a double. A hustling double for Swanson. Scoring on the play, Horner, and it's a 3-1 ball game. The shortstop Williams on a dive tried to short hop the ball. It kicked off his glove and then died on the grass in shallow center. And a good read by Dansby Swanson, Zach. He knew he could make it a double, and he did.
Yeah, excellent awareness. He was hustling all the way. Saw that the ball died after it hit the glove of the shortstop, Williams. RBI double, and the Cubs are on the board.
Here's Willie Castro showing bunt, taking high. RBI number 72 for Dansby Swanson. RBIs by Cubs hitters, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Old National Bank. Castro takes outside, ball 2.
Pat, we've got to play the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
That's a pretty good point, Zach. Go right ahead if you're ready to start.
I'm going to go
outside ball 3, 3-0.
I'm going to go 38,500.
I'll say 37,973. And the 3-0 on the way to Castro, taking all the way, ball 4. Horner had a single. Ballesteros grounded out, sending Nico to second. Horner then scored on that double up the middle by Dansby Swanson. And now a base on balls to Castro, and the batter is Matt Shaw.
And Pat, walks of Cubs batters are sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Reminder, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Kyle Snyder, the pitching coach, out to see about Shane Baz. Let's see if Shaw now can intensify this second inning rally. That's when this big crowd starts to really become a factor in a ball game. That's when it's fun to be home, Zach, after a lot of games on the road all year, as every team has. When you're playing games at home in September and you have a chance for postseason play, you want to be home.
No question. And that's one of the reasons the Cubs want that top wild card spot in the National League.
Shaw waits, and the pitch to Matt. Fastball strike.
Borderline pitch, top of the zone on the outer half.
Shaw, 11 homers. He's driven in 39. He's played very well defensively at third of late. And he'll take a fastball high, 1-1. Baz has had his ups and downs this year. Anybody with a 4.94 ERA has had some struggles. The right-hander glances back at Swanson and deals. Shaw swings and misses. Matt swung so hard the helmet popped off his head.
But that was the pitch. Fastball right down the middle. 98 miles per hour.
It's 1-2 on Matt Shaw. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So nothing but hard ball on those last two. Both 98 miles an hour. Before Bush steps in with 2 outs and 2 on, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago sports on the Rahimi and Harris Show with Mark Grody, 10 to 2 on WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
It's a base hit into right center. Rounding third and scoring is Swanson. Racing to third is Castro. Run scoring single, Michael Bush. And now it's a 1-run ball game as the Cubs trail 3-2.
Bush has been feasting on right-handed pitchers all season long. That time he got a knuckle curve about knee-high on the inner half, and he whacked it into right center. Cubs in business, down by just 1 with the tying run at third.
How about 77 RBIs for a guy who has spent most of the year in the leadoff spot? That is real clutch hitting by Michael Bush. And here is Ian Happ. And Ian fouls it away. Happ called out on strikes his first time. the bottom of the order, making contributions. That's been a recurring theme, a very pleasant theme all year long for this Cubs team. Now the 0-1. Happ will take outside, 1-1.
Happ's been hot lately. Yeah, he was caught looking his first time up, but over his last 15 games coming in, Pat, hitting better than 300 with 4 homers and 10 RBIs.
2 outs, men at first and third. 2 runs in. The pitch to Ian. Driven into the air, right center field, a base hit. The tying run is in. Racing to third and holding there is Bush. It's a long single for Ian Happ, and the ball game is tied 3-3.
And the hot streak continues for Happer. Similar pitch to what Bush hit moments ago. Knuckle curve on the inner half. Happ was ready for it and pulled it into right center field to tie up the ball game. And think about how many times Matthew Boyd has picked up the Cubs this season. It's nice to see the offense picking up Boyd after that rough first.
Brand new ball game. Zach Carson Kelly steps in. A laborious second inning for Boz. He's up to 40 pitches, and the second inning isn't even over yet. RBIs by Cubs batters brought to you by Old National Bank as Kelly lays off some high heat. Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Three singles, a double, and a walk have produced 3 runs. Willie Castro's base on balls turns out to be important as he just scored the tying run. Happ now with 67 RBIs. Kelly trying to drive in the go-ahead run, and he'll take outside, and it's 2-1. And now the pitches within this single inning, I think, are becoming an issue for Shane Baz. I would say he's about 30, maybe 32 pitches in this inning alone. The pitch inside, and generally what happens, Zach, you lose your command and some of your stuff.
And give credit to the Cubs veteran hitters because they are making Baz work. They're not chasing. They're forcing him to come into the zone, and when he does, they're taking advantage.
Let's see if Kelly gets something to hit on 3-2, or 3-1 rather. 3-1. The pitch. Swinging a foul back. Now traveling time for Happ at first. Kelly's 17 home runs. He's driven in 50. His hot hitting has earned him a spot to hit third in the order here for a while. There goes the runner. The pitch taken. Strike 3 call. Kelly caught looking. Cubs settled for 3 to get even. 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 left. We go to inning number 3 of the score. Cubs 3, Tampa 3 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Monday through Friday afternoons call every game here on Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Future You is using their rapid rewards for their next vacation. All thanks to present you signing up with Southwest Airlines, where you earn points every time you fly. Because what's the point of points that future you can't use? And since your rapid rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward future you with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99. And we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale. Now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Fall is a time for football, falling leaves, cozy fires, and of course a fresh haircut at Great Clips. Whether you want a whole new look for the season or just a trim on a cut you already love, the skilled stylists at your local Great Clips salon are ready to bring it to life for less. With convenient online check-in, you can stop in whenever it works for you. And with the affordable prices at Great Clips, you'll save money for fall fun too. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today and get a fresh haircut for fall at Great Clips. It's gonna be great. Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, a leader in comprehensive orthopedic care. Visit ibji.com for locations.
Cloudy, 76 degrees as we get set for the top half of the third inning here at Wrigley Field. Cubs and Rays tied at 3. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports Illinois. Bet like the pros and download the Circa Sports app today. Yandy Diaz in the box, and he looks at a slow-moving breaking ball that spins into the zone for a strike from the left-hander Matthew Boyd. Boyd works on the third base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Check swing at a pitch high and outside. 1-1 the count on Diaz, who walked in the first. Boyd had a rough first inning, gave up 3 runs. And a 1-2-3 second. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. 2-1 now on Diaz. The ex-Cub, Christopher Morel, with a 3-run home run in his first at-bat at Wrigley Field since the mid-season deal last year. Here's the 2-1. Pulled on the ground, foul by Diaz. It sounded like he broke his bat. Yeah, he did. So he'll get a new one from the Rays dugout along the first base line. Morel is on deck. He's the designated hitter today for Tampa. Cubs tied up the game in the bottom of the second inning, scoring 3 times. Dansby Swanson with an RBI double, and then RBI singles by Michael Busch and Ian Happ. So that's where we stand. 3-3, Cubs and Rays, the opener of a 3-game set here in the top of the third. 2-2 the count on Diaz. He's got a new two-tone bat. Busch sets up high, he rocks back, works his motion and deals. Foul back out of play. Wind blowing from right to left at the moment here at the friendly confines. Diaz on the year hitting a .292. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside. Full count. He's got 23 home runs, 78 RBIs. Quietly, he's been consistently one of the best players in baseball. 34 years old, 6'1", 235 pounds. The pitch. Pop foul out of play. Second deck off to the right. Count remains 3-2.
You're right, Zach. .292 average with power and with RBIs. You can do things almost quietly in some of the smaller baseball markets, and I would say Tampa is one of those. The junior Caminero, another guy having a big season.
Diaz hits a fly ball, angling toward the line and left is Happ. He makes a running catch. 1 away as Diaz is retired. And here comes Christopher Morel.
But I think the smaller cities and the smaller markets, they just don't have the great numbers of media people to get the word out regarding what the ball players are doing. But Junior Caminero, the guy who's on deck right now, he's driven in 106 runs with 42 home runs.
Boyd delivers his first pitch to Morel. Line drive over a leaping Shaw, but it lands foul off to the left. 0-1.
This thing about Christopher Morel, his first big league at-bat right here at Wrigley several years ago, homered in his first major league at-bat. Very dramatic, and I was very happy to be here watching it and getting a chance to call it. It was a lot of fun. He's a great young guy. He really is.
I love what he did before he hit that home run as Morel waits for the 0-1. Boyd delivers. Whack, foul out of play off to the right, 0-2. Wilson Contreras was part of the team back then, and Contreras, you'll recall, homered in his first at-bat as a Cub, and Morel went to Contreras and said, I'm going to do what you did. And he did. Here comes the 0-2. Low and outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Contreras on a Sunday night against the Pirates many years ago. Would that have been 2017 maybe? 2018?
15. Here comes the 1-2. Bounced foul off to the left.
Is it that far back?
It's either 2015 or 2016, right?
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. Morel, 26 years old now. Here comes the 1-2 delivery. Low and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He spent 2.5 years with the Cubs, made his big league debut in 2022, and traded last year in the middle of the game. Cubs were playing the Royals in Kansas City. And the pitch. In the dirt, Morel has worked a full count as Boyd misses with a change. In the middle of the game, you'll recall, against Kansas City, Morel was removed from the game, and in the dugout, his teammates were hugging him and saying goodbye. He was traded to Tampa in the deal that brought Isaac Paredes to the Cubs. Now the payoff pitch. Called strike 3, a slider that spun into the zone and clipped the inside edge, 2 away.
Morel always very popular with teammates and fans and media. Very outgoing, always with a smile on his face. Very gregarious person, yeah, Christopher Morel.
Extremely affable. Here's Junior Caminero. Right-handed batter, and he looks at a strike from Boyd, a changeup right along the outside edge. Knee high, 0-1 the count. You mentioned Caminero, an all-star this year, 42 home runs, 106 runs batted in, as Caminero whacks it foul out of play off to the right second deck in the hole, 0-2. Hitting at 260 after grounding out in the first inning. Caminero finished second in the home run derby this year. Big time pop. Open stance, hits out of a crouch from the right side. Boyd works his motion and deals. It's low. Missed with a slider, 1-2. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. 3-3 game. Here's the 1-2. Low and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes as Boyd misses with a change. It's a brief homestand. 3 games against the Rays this weekend, and then the Cubs hit the road for 7. They start off in Pittsburgh and then finish next weekend in Cincinnati. The 2-2 delivery. And a high fly ball hit to right center field. Crow Armstrong under it, and he makes the catch. Out number 3. As Boyd gets the Rays to go down in order here on the top of the 3rd. Middle 3-3 game. Cubs and Rays on the score on the Southwest Alliance Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Pete Crow Armstrong here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Get Jossified at Brian Joss Chevrolet in Elbert. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months and 2025 Silverado Crew Camping Horns. Chevrolet, together let's drive. Plus tax, title, license, and dock fee to qualified buyers with approved credit based on $15.15 per 1,000 finance. See dealer for details. Expires 9/30/25.
Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Mind the signs, avoid the fines. Can you respect the zone? Head to itsnotagameillinois.com to test your skills in our retro arcade game.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through October 31st, 2025.
James Hardie Building Products knows how important your home is. That's why they're rated the #1 brand of siding in North America. James Hardie is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardie Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Cubs and the Rays tied at 3 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Pete Crow Armstrong will get things started for the Cubs. Who's on deck? Brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Here's Zach.
Thank you very much, Judson. 3-3 game. Cubs and Rays here in the last of the 3rd. The pitch to PCA is foul back off the screen, 0-1. Crow Armstrong struck out swinging in the first. He's 0 for 1 today. The Rays struck first. Christopher Morel, a 3-run job off Matthew Boyd in the first inning. Cubs tied it up, rallying for 3 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And that's where we stand here in the 3rd. 3-3 game, the opener of a 3-game set. Boz delivers, and this one is pulled foul on the ground by Crow Armstrong in the hole 0-2. Hey, Judson, what's your guess in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game?
All right, I'm going to go 39,199.
39,199. Boz sets, kicks, and fires. Called strike 3. Fastball, inside edge, right at the top of the zone, fooling PCA. One away here in the bottom of the third inning with the game tied at 3. And our engineer today is the maestro, Paul Zarang, helping us flash through the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices. Judson, what's Paul's guess in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game?
38,922.
All right, so the guesses are in. May the best man win. Nico Horner at the plate and looks at a ball low and outside. 1-0 the count. Nico now hitting at .295 on the year, Pat, after a single in the second inning. And I was checking the Major League Baseball leaders. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just 6 guys this season hitting 300 or better in the entire majors, as Horner whacks it foul off the netting to the right. 1-1. And Nico's got an outside chance with that .295 batting average. He's been red hot, hitting just about .350 over his last 7 games. Horner waits, the 1-1 delivery. A check swing foul ball off the netting to the right, 1-2.
Thinking about Nico, there are very few guys, Zach, in Major League Baseball that could bat. Well, he's batting 5th in the order today. We've seen him bat leadoff. He's batted virtually every spot 1 through 9. Not number 9 very often, but he's got such a multiplicity of skills. He's got a little power. He's a great base runner. He can hit. He's a clutch hitter. Good guy to have on your team.
Now the 1-2. Fouled away off to the right. We'll do it again.
Talking with Bruce Levine about Nico earlier. Nico's kind of an old school. He's kind of a throwback. Just shows up with one idea every day to try to help the Cubs win the game today. Period.
The pitch in the dirt. 2-2 the count now on Nico.
And you can never have enough guys with that attitude, Zach.
Great base runner. Excellent with the glove. We were just talking about what he does with a bat in his hands, but you're right. So many skills. 2-2 the count. Boz a long set, and now the pitch. Low and outside. Horner has worked a full count. Well, yeah, Nico with that .295 batting average. Pat, there's only one player in the National League with a batting average above 300. That's Trey Turner, hitting .305 this year.
He's out with an injury right now for the Phillies.
Horner waits. The payoff pitch. Fouled away out of play off to the right.
Phillies hoping to get Turner back for the postseason because they are certainly going to be in the playoff mix, you would think. Phillies magic number down to 5 for clinching the National League Eastern Division title. They're going to be without Zach Wheeler.
Horner looks at ball 4, high and inside, a fastball that missed. So he draws a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the third inning. Cubs 3, Rays 3.
There's another excellent plate appearance by Nico. He really made Boz work a lot harder than he wanted to, and it ended up with a base on balls, which is like the worst possible thing that a pitcher could do to start an inning, walk the leadoff batter.
So here's Moises Ballesteros getting a shot playing DH today. The pitch is a called strike fastball down the middle on the inner half. 0-1 the count. Walks of Cubs batters sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Reminder, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. Horner always a threat to go, being held on by Diaz. Boz kicks and delivers. That one's low and inside and caught on a hop by the catcher Fortes. 1-1. A changeup that missed. Designated hitters for the Cubs are sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Book now, burn later, and skip the rush.
It's good writing.
I thought the delivery was good, too. Here's the pitch by Esteros. Rips one, base hit, down the right field line. This will roll all the way to the corner. Nico being waved around third. He's coming home. Esteros on his way to third base. Gets there easily. RBI triple. Moises Esteros. And the Cubs take the lead. 4-3 over the Rays here in the third.
With Horner on, the first baseman Diaz had to be holding him, Zach, and that created a little more space between Diaz and the second baseman Palacios, and a whistling line drive right past first all the way into the right field corner. Horner scored from first easily, standing up, and that is the first career triple for Moises Ballesteros.
And the Cubs looking for more. Dansby Swanson at the plate. He fouls one back. 0-1. The Rays playing the infield in. With that triple, Great Lakes Credit Union makes another donation to the Northern Illinois Food Bank. Join GLCU's mission of banking for a greater good at glcu.org. Swanson waits. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch by Boz. Called strike, cutter on the outside edge, thigh high.
And now Dansby with a count of 0-2. You got one away and a man at third. This is a great RBI spot. He's got to put this ball in play.
Swanson hit an RBI double off the glove of the shortstop Williams his first time up. Swanson calls time, steps out of the box, adjusts his batting gloves. Powder blue and white. Now Swanson digs in. Right-handed batter stands deep in the box, hits out of a crouch, uses a toe tap. A little bit of an open stance, 0-2. The pitch. Inside, backing Swanson off the plate. He dropped his bat and fell down, going backwards. Trainer Nick Frangella hopping out of the dugout to ask Swanson if he's okay. Did they call that a foul ball? Did they say it hit the bat? Craig Counsell wants to challenge things here. Did that hit Swanson and maybe it wasn't called?
Chicago is challenging to call a foul ball on the field.
Okay, so yeah, they called a foul ball. The umpire, Marvin Hudson, said the ball hit the bat as Swanson dropped it and moved back with the pitch boring in on him.
Dansby trying to get out of the way. Did it hit the knob of the bat? It hit him in the hand. It hit him in the back of the hand, actually.
Yeah, you're
near
right.
the wrist. His left hand, that's what I'm seeing.
And that's why he dropped the bat, because he got hit in the hand.
Yeah, Craig Counsell challenging this one, and I'll be surprised if this is not overturned.
They're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Looked like it hit him in the back of the left hand near the wrist as he was checking his swing. Fastball just kept boring in on him.
Yeah, the left hand. We've seen a number of replays, Pat. On each one, it looks like it hit the hand first before it hit the bat. But apparently that's what the umpire heard. That's why he called it a foul ball.
And the one angle that we have, which is from the center field camera, you can't really tell if the ball hit the bat at all. You can tell that it hit him in the wrist, but did it hit both the wrist and the bat? I can't tell from this angle. Can you?
I think it ricocheted off the bat after hitting the wrist. Let's find out.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. It was a hit by pitch. Chicago will retain their shot back.
It's a hit by pitch. It's overturned. Good challenge by Craig Counsell and his staff. HBP.
So Swanson at first base, Ballesteros at third. The Cubs with a 4-3 lead over the Rays. Here in the bottom of the third inning, just one away. And Willie Castro will stand in. He walked in the second and ended up scoring a run. Excellent challenge by Craig Counsell and excellent awareness by the Cubs video man Alex Smith in the tunnel.
Whenever they take a second look, Zach, it's a reminder, a second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Castro batting from the left side against the right-hander Boz. And the pitch. That one misses low. With a change. 1-0 the count. It was a borderline pitch. Castro might have gotten a break there. Replay appeared to show that clipped the bottom of the zone. 1-0 the count. Caminero playing in at third. The pitch. Low and inside. A cutter. 2-0 the count with Castro at the plate. Wind blowing from right to left. Partly cloudy day here at Wrigley Field, but plenty of sunshine. Cubs have men at the corners. The pitch. Misses outside. 96-mile-per-hour heater. It's now 3-0 with Castro at the plate.
Edwin Uceta, a right-hander throwing in the Tampa bullpen.
Boz along set. The pitch. Ball 4, high and outside, and the Cubs now have the bases loaded with just one away, and Matt Shaw due up.
That might be all for the starter, Shane Boz. He worked a scoreless first inning, but the second inning, all kinds of trouble, allowing 3 runs and 4 hits and a walk. And now he has walked 2 more, hit a batter, and allowed a triple here in the third. So it's an early afternoon shower for Shane Boz, Zach.
And the Cubs will face a new man on the mound. They've got the bases loaded here in the bottom of the third inning. Just one away and a 4-3 lead over Tampa Bay. Pitching changes by Cubs opponents are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit Sloan.com. Back with more on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday afternoons with the Spiegel and Holmes Show, 2 to 6 on The Score.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Okay, guys, be honest. Are you a man who landed a career, built a family, and tackled other big goals, but then realized at some point you stopped having guy friends? You're not the only one. And now, 2 organizations in Chicago are teaming up to help. AARP Chicago and Men Living have created a virtual series that invites men 50 and older to meet and create friendships. It's free, virtual, and designed to make it easier for men to connect. It's from 2 to 3 p.m. on September 3rd, 10th, and 24th. For more information and to register, visit aarp.org/il.
27-year-old right-hander Edwin Uceta is the new man on the mound for the Rays. 63 games this year, a 3.61 ERA. He's got a 9-2 record. Started his career in 2021 with the Dodgers. He's pitched with the Diamondbacks and the Mets, and now in his second year with the Rays. Cubs have the bases loaded, 1 down. Here in the bottom of the third inning, they've got a 4-3 lead over Tampa. Uceta deals, and that pitch is taken for a strike by Matt Shaw, 0-1.
Big spot right here. Cubs lead by a run. Bags loaded, 1 away.
Shaw 11 home runs on the year. Right-handed batter. Uceta works his motion. A bouncing ball hit on the left side, fielded by Williams to second for 1. On the first, not in time. Cubs score another run as Ballesteros comes across on the RBI via the fielder's choice by Matt Shaw. It's now 5-3. Cubs over the Rays here in inning number 3. And advancing to third base on the play, Dansby.
One of those rare moments, Zach, where you actually get benefited by not hitting the ball sharply. Had it been hit sharper and gotten to the infielder quicker, it would have been a double play.
But instead, the Cubs score a run. Still got men at the corners with 2 down. Michael Busch at the plate, first pitch swinging, and he fouls it out of play. Second deck off to the left, 0-1. Busch 1 for 2 on the afternoon, including an RBI single in a 3-run second inning. Cubs now up 5-3 over Tampa with 2 down. They're in the last of the third. Cubs were down early 3-0. They've rallied all the way back. Throw to first. Shaw dives back in safely.
Good to see the Cubs supporting their starter Matthew Boyd. There have been too many games this year where Matthew did not receive the proper number of run support. Looks like that's not going to be an issue today.
Bush looks at a ball low and outside, so the count is 1-1. Just go back to Boyd's last start last weekend here at Wrigley against the Nationals. Gave up just 2 earned runs in 7 innings and ended up with a loss. The pitch. Up high. So 2-1 on Bush.
Looking at Matthew Boyd's season record, 12-8. That could easily be 16 or 17 wins right now, as well as he's pitched.
A magnificent season for Boyd. Here comes the 2-1. Line drive pulled to right. It's playable for Mangum, who makes the catch for out number 3. But a productive third inning for the Cubs. They score twice to take the lead. 5-3 over the Rays as we head to the 4th. On the Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Michael Bush. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
The President's Cup is coming to Medina Country Club September 22nd through 27th, 2026. Join us as the top U.S. and international PGA Tour players compete for their country. Tickets are on sale now at presidentscup.com.
As the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, Sloan has greeted fans with sustainable restroom products at Wrigley Field for 111 years. And now Sloan is excited to introduce new innovation to Cubs fans throughout the concourse with its brand new bottle fillers to provide clean drinking water while reducing plastic waste throughout the friendly confines. Learn more at Sloan.com and go Cubs go!
Mind the signs, avoid the fines. Can you respect the zone? Head to itsnotagameillinois.com to test your skills in our retro arcade game.
Hey, baseball fans, thinking about a new Subaru this season? Do yourself a favor. Take the short drive north and visit Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Check out this winning lineup. Outstanding customer service, a vast inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles, the latest incentives, and a laid-back experience you won't find in the city. That's a home run every time. Visit Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha today or shop whenever you want at ZieglerSubaruKenosha.com. They'll light up the scoreboard every time.
The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer everyone should have. It eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat to achieve perfection. Order one now on ChefIQ.com. That's ChefIQ.com.
5-3 Cubs over the Rays as we begin the top half of the 4th inning at Wrigley Field. The 4th inning is sponsored by Wintrust, home of the exclusive Cubs debit card, member FDIC EHL lender. The batter is Jake Mangum. And he looks at a strike on the outside edge. A fastball from Matthew Boyd, 0-1. Cubs were down 3-0 after 1, but have rallied back in big-time fashion. Here's the pitch. Mangum swings, line drive, base hit to left. Mangum's second hit of the ball game. It's a big deal for him. His dad, John Mangum, the former Bears defensive back in the 1990s. Jake Mangum was a young kid, so he was just a baby, doesn't remember his dad playing football, but he's been here all week prior to coming to the north side. The Rays were on the south side for a 3-game set against the White Sox, and the Bears played here on Monday. Everson Pereira at the plate. Here's the pitch. That's low and inside, 1-0 the count. So Jake Mangum got to join his dad, John, at Soldier Field for that Bears-Vikings game. Bears had an alumni weekend. That's pretty cool. Throw to first. Mangum gets back standing up.
Zach, how many years did you work as the sideline reporter on Bears radio?
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, including that magical run they had in 2006, going all the way to the Super Bowl before losing to Indianapolis. Pitch high and outside. 2-0 the count. With Pereira at the plate. Bush holding on, Mangum at first. Now the 2-0 delivery. Breaking ball high and outside, 3-0. I was talking with Craig Counsell before the game. You know, he grew up in Wisconsin. It's no surprise that there's a little part of him that rooted for the Packers back in the day, and Green Bay's off to a great start. I asked him about that on the manager's show. You'll love his reaction. The 3-0 delivery. And he said, yeah, Green Bay's good, but he likes what the Bears now have going. He likes Caleb Williams, second-year quarterback, and what he will eventually be able to do with the new coach, Ben Johnson, who's a big-time Cubs fan. Here's a 3-1. Foul back, full count.
I was chuckling about a comment that Bill Madlock, former batting champion, 4-time batting champion in the big leagues and former Cub, but he played here 1 year and the Cubs were having a tough time. And then the Bears season started. He said, one great thing about being in Chicago is when the Bears season starts, it sure takes the heat off of us Cubs.
Very true. Yeah, very true. You've seen it. That might change a little come baseball playoff time. Full count. Pereira waits. And now the pitch by Boyd. Low and inside, ball 4. So the first two men reach here in the top of the fourth. A single by Mangum, and then Pereira with a walk. 5-3 Cubs. No one out here in the top of the fourth. It'll bring up Richie Palacios, the second baseman.
It's a big inning for Boyd right after his team has given him a 2-run lead. In terms of game momentum, that's always a big inning for a pitcher. You want to put a 0 on the board and maintain the momentum. But right now, Tampa threatening. Let's see if Boyd can work out of this jam.
Palacios, a left-handed batter against the lefty Boyd. Corner infielders are in. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a slider up high for ball 1.
I guess you could lay down a bunt here, but it's the 4th inning. You're on the road. 2 men on.
The wind blowing out to left right now. Now the 1-0 delivery. Palacios swings away, and it's a pop fly center field. Shallow coming in. Crow Armstrong more toward left center. He makes the catch. Initially had to fight the sun, but he makes the play. 1 away. The first out is brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming. So here comes the catcher, Nick Fortes. 2 on, 1 away for the Rays here in the top of the fourth. Cubs with a 5-3 lead. Fortes, a right-handed batter, hits out of a crouch, a little bit of an open stance. Boyd looks at second and deals. Breaking ball high and outside. 1-0.
Let's see if he can get some kind of a ground ball hit in a spot like this.
Fortes flat out to center his first time up. Mangum at second. Pereira at first. And a throw to first. They've got Pereira picked off out by a mile. 2 away. 11 pickoffs this season for Matthew Boyd.
Bush playing behind the runner. He surprised Pereira by sneaking in behind him, and good timing on the pickoff throw by Boyd. And like you say, Zach, he gets pickoff number 11, which leads the major leagues in that category. Big second out.
And adds to his franchise leading total. Here comes the 1-0 to Fortes. Inside, backing Fortes off the plate.
It's one of those little stats you don't really hear about or think about all that much, but picking guys off, think of the trouble that gets you out of.
The 2-0. Fortes fouls it back off the screen, 2-1. It's an excellent weapon if you have it.
This is now a completely different inning than it was just a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, 2 away. Mangum at second base. Cubs up 5-3, and Fortes at the plate with a 2-1 count. Lefty-righty matchup. As Boyd looks at Mangum, works his motion and deals. Fortes broken bat, ground ball off to the left, foul. 2-2.
I'm trying to think, Zach, have we seen that play with men at first and second where Boyd picks off the trailing runner at first and Bush sneaks in behind him? I don't remember that play.
Yeah, that's a new one. At least it working successfully. And that's a real credit to not just Matthew Boyd and his move, but Michael Bush's athleticism. 2-2 the count. Fortes waits, man at second, 2 away. Cubs up by 2. We're in the top of the 4th. Boyd delivers. And a looping ball for a base hit in a right center field. Around third and coming home, Mangum, the throw cut off. And it's a 1-run game. RBI single by Nick Fortes. 5-4 Cubs here in the 4th.
Makes the pickoff play look even bigger now, huh?
Enormous. So Fortes at first. He now represents the tying run. 2 away here in the top of the 4th. The batter is Carson Williams, the number 9 hitter in the Rays order. He's their shortstop. Boyd sets and deals. And the pitch is swung on and missed. Slow-moving breaking ball, 0-1. Carson Williams, just 22 years old. First-round pick of the Rays back in 2021. Made his debut on August 22nd. Here's the 0-1. A broken bat. Soft liner caught by Swanson. Out on the edge of the outfield grass for out number 3. Fortes stranded at first, but the Rays score another run to make it a 1-run game. 5-4 Cubs, middle 4 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Kyle Tucker. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, welcome to Everything Outdoors. Can I help you find anything?
Hey, yeah. Can you point us to the camping gear?
Sure, aisle 2.
How about fly fishing? Just bought a new Nissan Pathfinder, and we're ready to get back to it.
Aisle 7.
Snowboarding? Our Pathfinder's got intelligent 4x4, and we want to hit the backcountry.
Oh, aisle 18.
And where are the boats?
Back of the store, but are you sure you can do all this?
Oh, yeah. Up to 6,000 pounds towing. We're good to go. Oh, where's the scuba department?
Return to rugged in the 2025 Nissan Pathfinder. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com. Available intelligent 4x4 cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Towing capability varies by configuration. See owner's manual for important safety information. For well-qualified buyers, example 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand finance. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 9/30/25.
Hi, this is Dave Musial, owner of 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Do you have a plumbing emergency? Call 4 Seasons. An electrical emergency? Call 4 Seasons. A heating or cooling emergency? Call 4 Seasons. Same-day hot water tank installation needed? Call 4 Seasons. Need a whole home generator? Call 4 Seasons. We guarantee same-day installation on all heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. And no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Hefty Trash Bags, the official trash bags of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty, ultra-strong trash bags resist rips, tears, and leaks. Strength that's anything but ordinary.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Out of town scoreboard sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill up. A look ahead to the NL Central coming up. Zach, get this to you in a moment.
As Ian Happ swings, and it's a pop fly, foul territory off to the left, and this is in the stands, 0-1.
Cubs only afternoon game. Pirates on the road to battle the Nationals. Cardinals and the Brewers go at it in Milwaukee.
Judson thanks. Nice to have Judson Richards along, filling in for me as I fill in for Coombe. We're in the last of the 4th. Cubs with a 5-4 lead over the Rays. Here's the 0-1 by Edwin Uceta. Hit in the air. Deep right field. Down the line. Giving chase Mangum at the wall. It's gone! Solo shot Ian Happ down the right field line. And the Cubs extend the lead. 6-4 over the Rays here in the 4th. For Happ, that's home run number 21 on the year.
Cubs grab back some of that momentum. Well, we saw the flags blowing advantageously for the hitters early, mainly toward left and left center, but this one went to straightaway right. I wasn't sure, Zach, but it was hit very hard by Happ, and it goes the distance.
370 feet down the right field line. Exit velocity 106 miles per hour as Carson Kelly pops one up. Foul territory along the third base line. It bangs off the top of the Cubs dugout. Foul. 0-1 the count. Another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty. Strength that's anything but ordinary. After a long slump, Happ has turned it up a notch over the last few weeks. Here's the 0-1 to Kelly. A big rip and a miss at a changeup from Edwin Uceta. 0-2.
Getting back to Anthony Rizzo, I've been reading the comments of Ian Happ and Nico Horner, among others, but those two guys were teammates of Anthony for a period of time. Ian, I guess, for about 5 years.
The 0-2. Low and outside to Kelly, 1-2. Yeah, in
Nico,
fact,
3 or 4.
Anthony Rizzo's locker was stationed right between Happ and Nico in the Cubs clubhouse.
He talked about his leadership and his talent.
Kelly takes ball 2 low and outside, a changeup that missed. 2-2.
It's going to be great to see Anthony tomorrow. I'm pretty sure he'll drop by our booth for a visit. And just listening to some of the highlights here in the last day or two, bringing back a lot of great memories.
And the 2-2. This is high and outside, close pitch. It goes Kelly's way. He's worked a full count.
And it'll be nice to see someone from that World Series championship team, as the World Series is rapidly approaching for this year.
Kelly swings and misses at a change. Strike 3. 1 away. It's the Cubs 5 and the Rays 4. They're in the bottom of the 4th inning. I should say it's the Cubs 6 and the Rays 4 here in the bottom of the 4th inning after the home run by Happ. So now Pete Crow Armstrong digs in. He's 0 for 2 today. Couple of strikeouts. Uceta delivers. Crow Armstrong hits a high fly ball to right. Angling toward the line, Mangum, but this one curls foul out of play. 0-1.
No other games going on, Zach. Everyone else plays tonight. And there will be a lot of scoreboard watching going on all over the big leagues from now until the end of the season.
Here's the 0-1 delivery. It's way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Uceta misses with a cutter.
I start scoreboard watching right around mid-April.
Yes, you do. The 1-1. Slow moving tapper up the first baseline, fielded by Uceta. Underhand toss to Diaz at first, in time to get Crow Armstrong 2 away.
Just like to know what's going on around the game, Zach.
Nothing wrong with that. You're a baseball fan.
You kind of get an idea early in the year. Certainly after a month or two, you know pretty much who's going to be a contender and who's going to be not a contender.
2 down. Nico Horner at the plate. Righty-righty matchup. Uceta kicks and fires. Called strike on the outside edge. A fastball at 95 miles per hour. There are 2 games in particular I know you're going to be keeping an eye on tonight. Padres, the number 2 wild card team, home against the Rockies this evening. The next pitch misses outside. Breaking ball, 1-1 on Nico. And the Brewers are hosting the Cardinals tonight in Milwaukee. Priester and Palante, the mound matchup in that game. The 1-1. Horner swings and hits it foul out of play off to the right. 1-2.
And by the way, we welcome all of you who might be listening in, waiting for your own team to play their game later on tonight. And you're kind of curious what's going to go on at Wrigley Field here today. Cubs lead 6-4 in the 4th inning.
And the 1-2. Way outside to Horner. We'd like to send out a congratulations to Chicago police officer Jim Curry on his retirement after 31 years of service to the citizens of the city of Chicago. I want to wish him A lot of good luck in retirement. The pitch up high. Full count with Nico at the plate.
If Nico gets on here, he might be able to steal a bag. Let's see.
Warner has reached base twice today. The pitch. Line drive, deep left, racing back. Simpson at the track near the wall. It bangs off the wall. Horner on his way to second base. Ball loose. Horner on his way to third. The throw by Simpson is not in time. Triple for Nico as he slides in head first style ahead of the tag by Caminero. It's the second triple of the afternoon for the Cubs.
Nico just missed a home run, but what a great base running read he made. As he was approaching second, he saw the ball bounce back past Simpson, and he kind of just, you could see his mind saying, Simpson's going to have to run that one down and then make a quick throw to third, and Nico just never stopped and dove into third with a head first slide.
Here's Moises Ballesteros, and he looks at a ball off the outside near the top of the zone, 1-0.
That's great base running.
Phenomenal base running by Nico. It's what he's been since he joined the Cubs. Here's the 1-0. Ballesteros out in front, swings and misses at a change. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, here's where you'd like to see something like an infield single or a pass ball or a wild pitch where Nico could score to get an immediate reward for that base running move.
The 1-1. Ballesteros looks at a ball. Changeup that missed off the outside, 2-1. With that triple, Great Lakes Credit Union makes another donation to the Northern Illinois Food Bank. Join GLCU's mission of banking for a greater good at glcu.org. The 2-1. Ballesteros swings and misses at a cutter right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ballesteros has the other triple today for the Cubs. It drove in a run. He whacked that one, pulled it down the right field line. It rolled all the way to the corner. And Ballesteros showed off a little bit of his speed. A long set. Uceta is ready. And here comes the 2-2. Ballesteros takes ball 3 up high. He's worked a full count.
Sometimes you just need a base hit. Even an infield single would be very welcome right about now.
Ballesteros waits the payoff pitch. A one-hopper hit to second, fielded belt high by Palacios. His throw to first is in time for out number 3. So Horner stranded at third, but the Cubs add another run on the home run to right by Happ. 6-4 Cubs over the Rays after 4 on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk middays 10 to 2 on Rahimi and Harris with Mark Grody on the Score, official radio home of the Cubs.
When every heartbeat counts, you need a team that leads with expertise. From arrhythmia mapping to advanced cardiac surgery, Loyola Medicine treats some of the region's most complex heart conditions by restoring rhythm and restoring lives. At Loyola Medicine, tough is what we do and who we are. Visit loyolamedicine.org/tough.
From the first pitch to extra innings, Sea Glass is your invitation to relax and recharge. As the official wine partner of the Chicago Cubs, Sea Glass brings the refreshing flavors of California's Central Coast to wherever you are, whether it's in the stands or on the couch. So pour yourself a glass and slide into your coastal state of mind. Look for Sea Glass in the wine aisle at your local retailer. Sea Glass, official wine partner of the Chicago Cubs.
At Wintrust, our approach lets Cubs fans show their pride anytime, anywhere. With the Cubs debit card from Wintrust Community Banks, you don't just swipe, you make a statement. It's like a megaphone for your wallet, broadcasting Cubs pride with every transaction. Visit wintrust.com/Cubs to choose an eligible account and score your Cubs debit card. That's wintrust.com/Cubs. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Cubs debit card is not available at all Wintrust Community Banks charters. Member FDIC.
You deserve a car that thrills you. And Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today.
Cubs with a 2-run lead after 4 innings. Let's get to our league leader, sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. Pat, we'll get back to this in just a moment.
Chandler Simpson, the leadoff man, takes a breaking ball for a strike. What do you got there, Judson?
Well, how about this, Pat? We've been saying it all year. Mariners' Cal Raleigh with 53 home runs. That's the best in baseball. And we've got, of course, Kyle Schwarber with the most RBIs, 123.
Driven into right center, deep, going back Castro with a play, makes the catch. The right fielder caught it maybe 20 feet shy of the warning track out in right center.
And Pat,
one away, and the batter is Diaz.
You could probably guess who was the best in baseball when it comes to the ERA.
Skeens?
You got it, Paul Skeens, 1.92 ERA.
Wow, under 2. Cubs will be in Pittsburgh on their next road trip, starting on Monday night. Breaking ball is inside to Yandy Diaz.
At the first out, brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Matthew Boyd and the Cubs lead by a score of 6-4. One away, top of the 5th inning. Diaz hits a ground ball to second, scooped up by Horner on the outfield grass, throws to first, 2 down. And the batter is Christopher Morel. Before he steps in, we step away. 10 for ID. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
All the Cubs talk you can handle on the Spiegel and Holmes Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 670 The Score. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago on Odyssey Sports Station.
Christopher Morel belted a 3-run homer in the first. That was the high point for this Tampa team, as they were off to an immediate 3-0 lead. If you're just joining us, the Cubs would tie the game by scoring 3 in the second inning. A 2-run, an RBI double by Swanson, and then run-scoring singles by Bush and Happ tied the game. Cubs grabbed a 2-run lead in the third. Moises Ballesteros with a run-scoring triple. Here's a bouncer back to the mound, fielded by Boyd. Runs halfway to first, shovels to Bush. 1, 2, 3, inning over. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's the Cubs 6 and Tampa Bay 4. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to every Cubs game right here on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Hey folks, Coom here. Since teaming up with the fine folks at Yuengling Beer, I've heard this question a lot. Ron, how has Yuengling managed to be around for 196 years? Well, it comes down to one thing. They brew great beer. Simple as that. It takes real quality to become the oldest brewery in America, and Yuengling's been doing it right since 1829. Whether it's traditional lager, light lager, Flight by Yuengling, they all have the same commitment to flavor and craftsmanship. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, official beer of the Cubs Radio Network, DG Yuengling & Sons, Pottsville, PA.
You'll score big with everyday deals at Suits 2020 in Niles. From men's suits and formal wear to sports and casual wear, 2020, we're more than just amazing suits.
Speaking of Holmes, talk Cubs baseball in Chicago sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app. Bottom of the 5th inning we go now. Cubs leading the Rays 6-4. We are coming to you live all season long from the Vesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Here is Pat Hughes.
Judson, thank you. Ron Coomer will return in a couple of days. Zach and I and Judson are here for you. In the meantime, we go to the bottom of inning number 5. Dansby Swanson has doubled and been hit by a pitch. He drove in a run and scored a run. Kevin Kelly is the new right-handed pitcher for Tampa. Sidewinder flips a curveball up there, down low and outside, 1-1.
27 years old, 6'2", 195 pounds. He's got a 5+ ERA in 34 games.
Swing and a miss by Swanson. It's 1-2. Kelly has had a hard time keeping the ball in the yard. He's allowed 7 homers in 31 innings.
And the wind is blowing out to left at the moment.
Cubs with a home run from Ian Happ earlier, as Swanson swings and misses, strike 3, and that's out number 1. One away. Here comes Willie Castro. Castro has drawn a couple of walks today. Cubs trying to win the opener of this series, on top 6-4. Bottom of inning number 5. And Castro takes a strike.
All opponent pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com.
Here's the 0-1. Check swing. That's going to be a strike. The New York Mets right now occupy the 3rd wild card spot in the National League. And I see where Jacob deGrom of Texas is going to be in New York at Citi Field facing the Mets tonight, Zach.
Got to be emotional for him. deGrom, a longtime Met.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Castro is out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kevin Kelly. Cubs on top by 2, and the batter is Matt Shaw. But deGrom with Texas really pitching well. He was an all-star. He's 11-7. His ERA very good at 2.78. So if he's healthy, he's one of the best pitchers in the game. Being healthy has been the issue with him. He had 2 different Tommy John surgeries, I believe.
Correct. But when he's right, like you mentioned, he's as good as any pitcher in the game. As good as any pitcher all time. He's been that kind of a dominant force.
Here's the 0-1 to Matt Shaw. And the pitch by Kelly bunted foul. Shaw trying to drop down a 2-out, nobody on bunt with Michael Busch on deck. But things should be rocking in New York later on tonight at Citi Field. The Mets are on a downer right now. They've lost 6 consecutive games as they try to hang on to that 3rd wild card spot. Here is a swing and a foul back.
Yeah, they got swept by the Phillies in Philadelphia. And that essentially helped wrap up the National League East for the Phillies.
Phillies have had some serious injuries and yet still playing dominant ball. Aaron Nola was out for a while earlier this year. Now Zach Wheeler is done for the season. Trey Turner, their star shortstop, he's on the disabled list. And yet there they are, closing in on another division title. Breaking ball is outside.
You know, we were talking about the Phillies when the Cubs were on the road, and Coombe brought up a great point when it comes to Kyle Schwarber. He's got the 50 home runs, more than 120 runs batted in this season.
Pitch to Shaw, pop fly. This is going to be a chance for the second baseman. Palacios makes the catch. We'll continue this discussion when we come back. Zach, we go to inning number 6. Cubs 6, Tampa 4. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Matthew Boyd. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Future You is using their rapid rewards for their next vacation. All thanks to present you signing up with Southwest Airlines, where you earn points every time you fly. Because what's the point of points that future you can't use? And since your rapid rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward future you with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
It's grilling season. Time to fire it up and share a little grilling wisdom. Step up your grilling game with Hatfield marinated pork tenderloin. Packed with flavor, easy to cook, and perfect for any backyard cookout. Honey garlic teriyaki and savory brown sugar. There's a flavor for everyone, so put some pork on your fork. Visit simplyhatfield.com to find a fresh time market near you. Hatfield, better care, better pork.
Step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be. With high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and no bet fees. Other books may charge you just to get on the field. But with Circa Sports, you can swing away with every bet. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Surround yourself in color with Regal Select. From Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Cubs Convention hotel packages are now on sale. Meet your favorite Cubs players and legends January 16th through the 18th at the Sheraton Grand Chicago. For more information, visit Cubs.com/convention. Top six, Cubs with a 6-4 lead over the Rays. Let's see what's on tap here in the sixth inning. Sponsored by Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
Matthew Boyd leaves the game. Porter Hodge is on the mound. Big right-hander delivers a strike to Junior Caminero. Cubs leading by a pair. The pitch by Hodge, swinging a foul at the plate, 0-2. So 5 innings for Boyd today. Fell behind early in the first inning, gave up the 3-run homer to Morel, but then allowed just 1 run the rest of his stint. And it's his game to win if the Cubs can hang on to this 6-4 lead. Here's the 0-2. It's low and outside for a ball, 1-2.
Pitching changes by the Cubs are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Now the 1-2 from the big right-hander, low and outside for a ball, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Big chop to short. 2 hops to Swanson. Has to hurry with his throw and gets him. Out number 1. You've got to have a clock inside your head when you play shortstop. You have to know how fast the runner is, how quickly the ball is going to get to you, how much you have to put on the throw, how quickly you have to throw it. A lot of factors, even on routine plays.
And Swanson has a finely tuned play clock when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, he's one of the best you'll see. He really is.
A first out is brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
And we've been watching Dansby every day now for, is this his 3rd year with the Cubs? And he shows up every day. He's a gamer, does not ask for any days off. And man, can he play shortstop. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Popped up, foul. This is going to be back out of play. It's fun to watch a guy play shortstop at his level. It really is.
So smooth, dynamic. Imagine being a pitcher and having the comfort of knowing you have Swanson at short, Horner at second, and PCA in center.
Yeah, there's a lot of leather there, huh? Swinging a foul back by Jake Mangum. I keep wanting to call him Magnum, as in Magnum PI, but now that I've said it, maybe that'll do away with the temptation of saying it. I'm kind of sorry I said it already. 1-2 pitch is down low, 2-2.
That was a hit TV show, right, in the 1980s?
It was?
Yeah. Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
He could play a little baseball, right?
He played basketball at USC, I believe. I'm sure he played some baseball. Here comes the 2-2. Swinging a foul down the left field side, back out of play.
He used to wear the Tigers cap, right, on the show as Magnum PI.
So you were a big fan of the show, huh?
I like the action. The helicopter, right?
That wasn't all the action. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mangum.
He actually,
sports car, right?
He actually did play baseball at the University of Southern California.
And basketball, Judson, is that what I'm to understand?
Let me dig a
the
little
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Mangum is not feeling like a star as he is out number 2, and the batter is Everson Pereira. So let's get the facts here on Tom Selleck. He played both basketball and baseball for the USC Trojans.
That is correct, yeah. And a lifelong Detroit Tigers fan, hence the cap.
Pereira will take down low for a ball. And, of course, was wonderful on the show Blue Bloods, if you're a fan of that show.
He was on Friends, remember?
Yeah, he's done all right for himself, hasn't he? 2 balls and no strikes.
Let's not forget about Mr.
Pereira.
Baseball.
Yeah, Mr. Baseball. Remember, he played a baseball player in Japan, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll say yes. 2 balls and no strikes on Pereira. And the next delivery by Hodge is in there for a strike. 2-1.
By the way, strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
Two down, top of the 6th inning. Cubs lead by a pair. Fastball is down low to Pereira. Another great crowd at Wrigley. It's going to be close to a sellout. We should get the exact figure soon. And we are just getting started in this series. Here's a high pop fly, shallow center. Crow Armstrong coming in and calling and squeezing. A 1-2-3 inning for Porter Hodge. Nicely done. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Cubs 6, Tampa Bay 4. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Bet 365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. T&Cs apply.
Hefty Trash Bags, the official trash bags of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty, ultra-strong trash bags resist rips, tears, and leaks. Strength that's anything but ordinary.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Bottom of the 6th inning we go. Cubs lead the Rays 6-4. Who's on deck? It'll be Michael Busch to get things started. Who's on deck? Brought to you by TimberTech Decking Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Here is Pat Hughes.
Judson, thank you. The new pitcher for Tampa is a right-hander by the name of Griffin Jax. No comma. That's Griffin, the first name, and Jax, J-A-X, the last name. Michael Busch had a 2nd inning RBI single, 1 for 3. Let's see if the Cubs can build up their lead. It's 6-4 right now. Wind still blowing toward left. Nice, warm, beautiful Friday afternoon here in Chicago. The 1-1 is in there for a strike. 1-2. Ian Happ on deck, and then Carson Kelly. Jax, the right-hander, works out of the stretch over on the first base side of the rubber. And a pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3, and Busch is out number 1. Jax with Tampa has been in 16 games. He spent part of the season with Minnesota earlier. Overall, he is 1-7 with a 4.73 ERA. Swing and a miss by Happ. Ian with a single. And a home run. He's driven in 2. Home run number 21 for Ian, batting left-handed. Takes outside, 1-1. Cubs trying to extend their winning streak to 3 in a row after taking the final 2 in Atlanta. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Jax's dad, Garth, former NFL player with the Cowboys and the Cardinals, mid-'80s to mid-'90s.
And the 1-2 is fouled by Happ on the ground right side.
And Jake Mangum, the right fielder, the son of the former Bear defensive back John Mangum. So some good genes on this Tampa team.
Mm-hmm. Gray trousers, is that what you're talking about? Here's the 1-2 pitch taken high for a ball by Happ. It's time to take a look at this date in baseball history. We'll do that as we move along. Happ hits a drive to left, pretty well hit. Back goes Simpson near the wall. That ball's off the fence and bouncing away. Happ around second. He'll hold with a double. Simpson went right back to the wall, similar to the ball hit by Horner back in the 4th inning. It hit high on the vines, maybe missing a home run by about 4 feet. And it's a 1-out double for Ian Happ. Cubs lead by 2. That's their 9th hit of the day. And here's Carson Kelly.
Yeah, that one smashed right off the top of the wall near the underbelly of the basket, but didn't take as crazy of a hop back toward the infield as the triple that Nico hit earlier in the game. But Happ now has a 3-hit afternoon.
And the pitch to Kelly is taken inside, and he's 3/4 of the way to a cycle. Happ could get one more plate appearance. He does need a triple to complete the cycle. That's usually the way it is. Here's the 1-0 to Kelly, missing down low. But this date in baseball history is brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. We have a nice gang here at the ballpark from the Village of Bedford Park today. Great to have them. They were in our booth earlier. Now's the time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. Carl Yastrzemski, Hall of Famer, reached the 3,000 hit milestone on this date in 1979. Pitch to Kelly, swung on and fouled. Now here's an amazing thing. This is going to bring back some painful memories to veteran Cub fans, but 1969, the Mets swept the Pirates in a doubleheader as pitchers Jerry Koosman and Don Cardwell both pitched 1-0 victories, and both drove in the winning run of each game.
Wow.
Now that's when you know they might be the team of destiny right there, right?
Yeah.
That's almost hard to believe. Koosman and Cardwell pitching 1-0 wins, and both pitchers drove in the only run. Here's the 2-2, breaking ball low and away.
But that's the kind of stuff you need if you're going to have an epic turnaround, and that's what the Mets did in 1969.
Paul Molitor on this date in 1993 with Toronto. Here's the 3-2, strike 3 called. Kelly caught looking. And there are 2 down with a man at second. Cubs lead 6-4, and the batter is Pete Crow Armstrong. But Molitor on this date had a home run against California that put him over the 100 RBI mark for the first time in his career. He was 37 years old. He was the oldest to reach that plateau for the first time. Swinging a foul at the plate by Pete Crow Armstrong.
And that took a bite out of the catcher Fortes. I think it got him on his right hand.
I had the pleasure of covering every game when I worked in Milwaukee for Paul Molitor and his fellow Hall of Fame teammate Robin Yount. Just 2 outstanding ball players in so many phases. Hitting for power, clutch hitting, base running, baseball IQ. Yeah, they were fun to watch.
Got a chance to see Paul Molitor when we were in Minnesota earlier this year. Coom introduced me to him. Love hearing them talk baseball.
Very smart man. Pete Crow-Armstrong with an RBI opportunity. A man at second, 2 down, 6th inning. Cubs on top 6-4. Wind blowing out toward left. Pete does not go the other way a lot with his home runs. He swings and misses in the count 1-2. I would say the great majority of his 28 home runs, Zach, have been to right or right center, occasionally straightaway center. Very few to left. But left is where you'd like to hit it today with that breeze blowing out. The 1-2. Fastball away. 1998. This is one for the memory books. Cubs beat Milwaukee here at Wrigley 15-12. Here's the 2-2. Fastball, strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Cubs squander a 1-out double by Happ as we go to inning number 7. Cubs 6, Rays 4. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Cade Horton. Listen to Every Game Here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Is your chimney clean? Gas fireplace service? Fireplace and Chimney Authority helps keep your home safe and ready for the season. We're your trusted local experts for all repairs and maintenance. Visit fireplaceandchimneyauthority.com.
It's time for Trash Day Nose Yoga with Hefty. Let's transform stinky scenarios with a joyful scent of Fabuloso. Inhale. You forgot to empty your kid's lunchbox. Exhale. A field of lavender. Inhale. Stinky leftovers. Exhale. Watermelon in the summer. That's the power of Hefty Ultra Strong Trash Bags with Fabuloso.
Hefty, hefty, hefty! Here's a club you'll want to get into. Club Citgo, the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
When you do the math, you choose McGrath.
McGrath Acura of Westmont is one of Chicagoland's premier auto dealers. Zach Zaidman here. It's where I got my car. At McGrath Acura of Westmont, the luxury of Acura meets the McGrath commitment to quality and customer satisfaction. With new models in stock, such as the 2024 Acura MDX and competitive deals, there's no reason not to visit McGrath Acura of Westmont on Ogden Avenue or at AcuraByMcGrath.com.
Car accident? Call DNW right now. Slip and fall? Call DNW right now. Any accident at all? Call DNW Law right now. Don't hesitate. Call the 8s, 312-888-8888.
Getting set for the top of the 7th here at Wrigley Field. It's the Cubs with a 6-4 lead over the Rays. The opener of a 3-game set. Veteran left-hander Drew Pomerantz takes over. Pitching changes by the Cubs are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Pomerantz working his 50th game of the year. He's got a 2.34 ERA, a record of 2-1. Richie Palacios, the Rays' second baseman, digs in. Left-handed batter against the left-hander Pomerantz, who works on the first base side of the rubber. High leg kick and pitch. And a bouncing ball hit to second. Fielded between the legs by Horner on the dirt. His throw to first is in time. 1 away. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming. Matthew Boyd started for the Cubs. Went the first 5 innings. Not the sharpest outing. 4 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Settled down after giving up a 3-run shot to Christopher Morel in the opening frame. And then the Cubs rallied. 3 runs in the second to tie it up. 2 more in the third to take the lead. Moises Ballesteros with an RBI triple to put the Cubs ahead as Nick Fortes looks at a fastball for a strike from Pomerantz right near the bottom of the zone, 0-1. Fortes, a right-handed batter against the lefty Pomerantz. And the 0-1. Clips the outside edge. Slow-moving knuckle curveball, 0-2. We're coming to you live all season long for the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Ian Happ with a 3-hit day, including an RBI single and a home run. Also has a double. He's a triple shy of the cycle. The 0-2 by Pomerantz. In the dirt, check swing. Did Fortes go? On appeal, no, says Ryan Blakeney. the first base umpire. So 1-2 the count. Fortes is 1 for 2 today with an RBI single in the fourth. And the pitch. High and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The hardest working player of the game. Brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. The 2-2. Fortes swings and misses. Strike 3. Got him with a fastball. Up high. Just off the outside. Fortes went chasing. Strike 3. 2 away. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by our Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. I'm going to go with Ian Happ for the hardest working player of the game. He's got the offense back on track after scuffling for a while. Carson Williams digs in, and he looks at a strike, a fastball at the top of the zone. 0-1. Williams, the Rays shortstop, the number 9 hitter in Tampa's order. The 0-1 delivery. Misses up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brad Keller warming up in the Cubs pen. The 1-1. Foul back off the screen by Williams. Made his debut August 22nd and hit a home run in his first game in the big leagues. He's got 3 now. Two down, top 7. Cubs up 6-4. Here's the 1-2. Misses low with a knuckle curve. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count on Carson Williams. Cubs 20 games above 500, 83-63. The pitch looped in foul territory, but playable for Michael Busch, who makes the catch in foul ground behind first base near the sidetrack for out number 3. It's time to stretch at Wrigley Field. 6-4 Cubs. The 7th inning stretch is sponsored by the new Volvo XC90, designed for life. Here's guest conductor Poochie Jackson from the Wiener Circle.
Jackson.
All right, Cubs fans, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right, let's get some run.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home. Afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score.
It's not too late for your pup to be called out on air as the Tito's Handmade Vodka K9 of the game. Submit your dog now at 670thescore.com, and your pooch could get a shout-out. And if the Northsiders pitchers strike out 9 or more during a regular season home game, Tito's Handmade Vodka will donate $100 to anti-cruelty and up to $10,000 this season, supporting their mission to care for animals in need and build a stronger pet-loving community. Tito's Handmade Vodka, vodka for dog people. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Safer responsibly.
Hi, it's Lou Manfredini for the Gilkey Window Company. I've been talking about these windows for 25 years. The Gilkey family has been making these windows for 45 years. They make, in my opinion, the best windows and doors you could put in your home. I put them in my home. You can do the same now during their summer special. Get $375 off each window, $1,000 off their really nice patio doors with no money down. Call 888-3-GILKEY. That's 888-3-GILKEY or visit Gilkey.com.
Bottom of the 7th inning here at Wrigley Field. Nico Horner swings and misses. The count is 1-1. Cubs with a 6-4 lead over Tampa Bay. The opener of a 3-game set here at Wrigley Field. There's a new man on the mound for the Rays. Right-hander Eric Orze takes over. O-R-Z-E, Orze. He works on the third base side of the rubber. And the 1-1. Nico looks at a ball off the outside and low, a slider that missed. So the count is 2-1. Cubs right in the meat of their order, presented by Chef IQ Scents. Never under or overcook your food again. Purchase now at chefiq.com. The 2-1. Warner looks at a strike, a splitter on the inner half near the bottom of the zone. 2-2. Orze sets at the belt. Now works his motion and deals. Fouled off the netting to the right. So they'll do it again. Nico has reached base 3 times today. A single in the second. He walked in the third and then tripled in the fourth. Cubs have 2 triples today. Moises Ballesteros the other one. Ballesteros broke a 3-all tie with a ribby triple. The 2-2. Misses low. Nico's worked a full count. Cubs 20 games above 500 at 83-63, the top wildcard team in the National League. A 3.5 game lead over the number 2 team, San Diego. The payoff pitch. Nico pulls one foul off to the left. Wind blowing out to left this afternoon at the friendly confines. Cubs second place in the National League Central. Starting play today, 5.5 games behind first place Milwaukee. The Brewers are hosting the Cardinals tonight. The Padres are home against Colorado. The 3-2. Nico fouls it back. Out of play. So a good battle to begin the bottom half of the 7th inning. Ian Happ with 3 hits. 2 RBIs, including a solo home run. Orze is ready. Here's the pitch. Bounced foul off to the left. Orze was born in Elk Grove. That is high school ball at Glenbard North. .6'4", 205 pounds. The right-hander deals. Nico swings, pops it up, shallow left, drifting back the shortstop Williams near the line, makes the catch in fair territory. Horner's retired, 1 away. So here comes Moises Ballesteros. 1 for 3 today. Ballesteros, the designated hitter. Seiya Suzuki, a little sick today, ill. So he's not in the lineup. Willie Castro playing right, and Ballesteros the DH. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike from Orze. Splitter that clipped the outside edge near the top of the zone. Ballesteros, a left-handed batter. Mostly an upright stance, a little bit open. Here's the 0-1. This is lined into center field, and it'll drop in for a base hit. So Ballesteros with a 2-hit game.
Zach, anytime that wind is blowing out, you always like to have a little more comfortable lead than 6-4, which is the Cubs' current advantage. So let's see if they can build it up to a little more secure margin.
Dansby Swanson will dig in, Pat. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI double. Also hit by a pitch. 1 on, 1 out for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 7th. 6-4 the Cubs lead. Orze's ready, and the pitch. Swanson swings and pops it foul out of play. Second deck off to the right. 0-1. Ballesteros being held on at first by Diaz. Big hole on the right side of the infield for Swanson. Orze works his motion. Swanson swings and misses. And a slow-moving splitter. 0-2. The second baseman Palacios playing up the middle just to the right of the bag. And with Diaz holding on Ballesteros, that's the reason for the big hole on the right side. Here's the pitch. Swanson swings and hits it foul out of play off to the right. Count remains 0-2. Orsi on the year, 1-1 with an ERA of 3.12. This is game number 33 for him. Began his career last year with the Mets. Orsi sets at the belt and delivers the 0-2. Fisted foul on a play off to the right. Good battle going on here. Cubs are making Orsi work.
Cubs, the top wild card team right now in the National League. Tampa still with a faint chance in the wild card for the American League, but they're going to need some help. Right now, 6.5 out of that third wild card position. Top three are the Yankees, Red Sox, and Houston. Texas 2 behind, Cleveland 3.5, KC, and then Tampa.
Orsi takes a peek at first. That's where Ballesteros is. 1 away, 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch to Swanson. Low and outside.
Tampa's in a spot where, unless they rip off about 8 or 10 in a row, they probably will not be in postseason play.
Yeah, going to be really difficult, barring a big-time run. Orsi deals. That's low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He missed with a splitter.
Having said that, Zach, part of the fun of a pennant race is the surprises, the unexpected wins for your team or loses by a team you're trying to battle. Always expect the unexpected. It never goes quite the way you think it will.
No kidding. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swanson dribbles it. No, he swung and missed, and the ball gets past the catcher. Fortes rolls all the way to the backstop, and taking second on the play is Ballesteros. So 2 away as Swanson strikes out. And the catcher Fortes just missed that one. It was a swing and miss by Swanson. Ball never hit the ground. Fortes just failed to squeeze it.
It's got to be a pass ball.
And yeah, it will be a pass ball. So now Willie Castro at the plate. And Castro looks at a splitter on the inner half. Belt high for strike 1.
I've seen too many games here at Wrigley with that wind blowing out. This is not a secure lead yet. 6-4 Cubs, 7th inning.
Castro 0 for 1 today with a couple of walks. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Orsi, the right-hander, works his motion, and Castro dribbles one up the third base line. It is fielded by Caminero. Across the body throw, not in time. Beating it out, Castro. Ballesteros advances to third.
Ballesteros does not run well. If he was more of a speed demon, he might have tried to score from second on that long throw by the third baseman from foul territory. The Ballesteros held at third. It's an infield hit for Willie Castro, and let's see if Shaw can drive in a big run.
So men at the corners, Pat, for the Cubs here with 2 away in the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's a 6-4 lead for the Cubs here in the opener of this 3-game set against Tampa Bay. And now time called. Pitching coach Kyle Snyder will jog out to the mound to talk to the pitcher Eric Orsi. Shaw's 0 for 3 today, but he did drive in a run via a fielder's choice. Shaw with 40 RBIs on the year.
Tampa Bay, Zach, I was looking at their postseason history. It's pretty impressive for a team in a small market. Joe Madden was their manager for 9 years, starting in 2006. He got them to the World Series before losing to the Phillies. He got them back to the playoffs in 2010, 2011, and 2013. So Joe did a wonderful job there before becoming the Cubs manager. And Kevin Cash, their manager since 2015, has picked right up where Joe left off. He's had them in postseason play 5 times.
Matt Shaw digs in, men at the corners. Here's the pitch. Misses outside, 1-0.
These guys lost to the Dodgers in the World Series of 2020. That was the pandemic year. but they beat Toronto, the Yankees, and Houston.
Throw to first, and they've got Castro picked off. He's hung up in a rundown between first and second, and the tag applied by the second baseman, Palacios, before Ballesteros could cross home plate, and that is out number 3. After 7, it's a 6-4 lead for the Cubs over the Rays. On the score, the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk, middays 10 to 2 on Rahimi and Harris with me, Mark Grody, on The Score.
From the warehouse to the work site, Fitzgerald Equipment keeps Illinois and Wisconsin businesses moving with forklifts, rentals, and expert service. Featuring Heli forklifts built to go the distance. Visit FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Trusted equipment powered by Heli. Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Proud partner of Cubs Radio.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Holding. Defense.
The ref totally blew that call.
Oh, I'm sure he'll make the right call next time.
It's too late. It cost us the game.
Well, it's just one game.
That loss eliminated us from the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs are on so late. Now you'll be well rested.
Okay, I need you to stop talking now.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Join Great Lakes Credit Union's mission of banking for a greater good. As a nonprofit financial institution, Great Lakes Credit Union invests in local communities while offering the services of big banks. Learn more at glcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, stay. Chef IQ, you know the feeling when you're about to cut into a juicy steak and hope it tastes as perfect as it looks? That sounds delicious. Worry no more. The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates undercooking or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether on a stovetop, oven, or grill. The probe is inserted into your food, connected wirelessly to an app. Once you select your desired doneness, the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill or the turkey out of the oven. It's that simple. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
When it comes to tuxedos and suits, the pros at Suits 2020 have the winning looks. Why rent when you can own for about the same price? Schedule your free fitting at Suits2020.com.
The 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids. 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Brad Keller, the new man on the mound for the Cubs to begin the 8th inning. And he starts off Chandler Simpson with a ball low and inside, a fastball that missed. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the 1-0 delivery. And Simpson takes a ball outside, 2-0. Cubs with a 6-4 lead over the Rays. Game 1 of a 3-game set here at Wrigley Field. A brief homestand. Just 3 games, the 2-0. A bouncing ball hit to second, fielded on a high hop by Horner. His throw to first in time to get the speedy Simpson 1 away. First out, brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Cubs bullpen doing a nice job. Matthew Boyd, the pitcher of record, worked the first 5. He's in line to win his 13th game of the year.
Yandy Diaz at the plate, takes a strike, bottom of the zone, right along the outside edge. A 97-mile-per-hour fastball from Keller. Big right-hander works on the first base side of the rubber. The next pitch is a called strike, nearly the same spot, bottom of the zone, on the outer half, 97 miles per hour.
Keller with a lot of dominant outings of late.
And the 0-2, way outside, missed with a slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Diaz. Keller, a career-high tying 21 straight outings without allowing a run. The 1-2. Called strike 3. Sinking fastball, inner half, right at the bottom of the zone. 98 miles per hour. 2 away.
Zach, you've been around long enough to realize how special this run is for Keller. 21 consecutive games without giving up a run. You know how good the hitters are in the big leagues. These guys can hit and hit often and hit long balls. He has given up nothing of late.
Here's Christopher Morel, an awkward check swing at a slider off the outside on appeal. No swing, says Ryan Blakeney. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. The amazing thing about Keller this season, he was never really a bullpen man in his career until this year. And he's dominated coming out of the pen. Now the 1-0 delivery. Low and outside to Morel, 2-0. 6-4 Cubs with 2 away here in the top of the 8th. Wind blowing out to left. A 2-0 delivery. Called strike. Borderline pitch. Knee high on the outside edge. That was a fastball. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Slider, 2-2.
See if he tries to throw a slider this time that dips low and away, and see if he can get Morel to chase.
Morel 1 for 3 at his return to Wrigley Field for the first time since being traded to Tampa last year. He homered in his first at-bat to give the Rays an early 3-0 lead. Cubs rallying back, though. They're up 6-4. The 2-2. Morel bounces one foul off to the left. That was a slider, but it was on the inside edge right near the bottom of the zone. 2-2. Righty-righty matchup. Keller whirls and deals. Called strike 3. Slow-moving breaking ball that nipped the outside edge right near the bottom of the zone and froze Morel. Rays go down in order in the top of the 8th. Middle 8. It's 6-4 Cubs over the Rays on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk, middays 10-2 on Rahimi and Harris with Mark Brody on the Score, official radio home of the Cubs.
Sloan has been providing restroom products at Wrigley Field for 111 years, and we are proud to now expand into the concourse with our brand new bottle fillers that provide clean drinking water for Cubs fans all season long. Learn more at sloan.com.
Change is always happening, but no matter what changes in 5 years, there's one thing that will stay the same: the price of your internet. With the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Where do the Cubs shop to celebrate a big win? Binny's Beverage Depot. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
With America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds. Like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid, backed by America's best warranty. The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. It's the best of both worlds.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $239 a month, or get 1.99% APR on the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Offers end September 30th. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Crush concrete with a Bosch 18-volt Bulldog rotary hammer. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Cubs lead the Rays 6-4 heading into the bottom of the 8th inning. Out of town scoreboard sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Looking ahead at the NL Central this evening. Pirates on the road to battle the Nationals. Cardinals and the Brewers go at it in Milwaukee. Here's Zach.
Judson, thank you. And by the way, stay tuned for the Verizon Cubs radio postgame show with Judson Richards following our festivities here at Wrigley Field. Bottom of the 8th, Cubs 6, Rays 4. Matt Shaw at the plate, Eric Orsi on the mound. And Orsi starts him off with a slider off the outside, 1-0 the count. Shaw was at the plate in the last of the 7th when Willie Castro was picked off first to end the frame. Here's the 1-0. Shaw swings and misses at a slider, 1-1 the count.
Zach, I see that Andrew Kittridge is starting to throw in the Cub bullpen. He spent 7 years or parts of 7 seasons with this Tampa organization.
And the 1-1. Is high, 2-1. And you know it's going to be special for him. Kittridge was called on Wednesday night in Atlanta in the 9th inning and picked up the save for the Cubs. The pitch. Bounced foul off to the left by Shaw. 2-2 the count. Time to see how we did with our guesses in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. The actual attendance today, 38,794. We were all kind of in the area. But the winner today is the maestro, our engineer Paul Zarang. The pitch. High and tight to Shaw, backing him off the plate with a splitter. It's a full count. So congratulations to the guy affectionately known as Ziggy Man.
He wins a lot of the time, I've noticed.
Yeah, he's good. Here's the payoff pitch. That one misses up high. Ball 4. Leadoff walk here in the 8th for Shaw and the Cubs.
Paul gets here early. Prepares the broadcast booth for us. I think sometimes he gets here extra early and then kind of hangs out over by the ticket office.
Is that how it works?
It's called inside information. He doesn't really ask. He's just cool.
Michael Busch stands in. Orsi deals up high. 1-0. I call it getting an edge.
He's very casual. He might say to somebody over there, "Oh, I bet we're going to have a nice audience today. What do you think?"
It's a brilliant tactic. Throw to first. Shaw dives back in safely. Stay tuned for the toast of the game presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. Coming up in the 9th inning. A lot of candidates today as the Cubs rallied from 3 down. They're up 6-4 here in the 8th. No one out, a man at first. Busch waits. Here's the 1-0. That's a called strike. Slider right at the top of the zone. Inner half. Busch has an RBI single. He's 1 for 4 today. Orsi leans in, acknowledges the sign from Fortes. Straightens up, takes a peek at first. Now works his motion. Busch swings, lines one into the power alley in right center, racing over and making an outstanding catch. I believe, is it a catch or was the ball trapped? The ball was trapped. Now it's back in the infield. Busch overran first, and he's tagged out by Diaz. It appeared as though Mangum made a phenomenal diving catch in right center field. The umpires say he trapped it, and he collected the ball and threw it back into the infield.
He did trap it, Zach. I'm with you. I thought he caught that ball.
So Busch is out after overrunning first.
Fans now watching the replay. The ball clearly was trapped by the right fielder Mangum.
And Shaw stops at second. So Busch out 9-3, 1 away, and Ian Happ at the plate. Ian looks at a ball off the outside, 1-0.
Ben May, the second base umpire, did not really run out to get a closer look. He would probably have been, in fact, he definitely would have been the umpire who could have gotten a better look.
The pitch is up high, 2-0 the count on Happ.
That's where the umpires have to rotate. If he would run out, then the guy umpiring at third, Junior Valentine, would have to run over to second.
Now the 2-0. That's a called strike on the inside edge. 2-1 the count on Happ.
But then if there would have been a play at third later, you would have had the home plate umpire Marvin Hudson having to run down and make that call. Things get complicated in this simple game of ours.
The 2-1. Happ fouls it back. By the way, Ian, 3 hits today, including an RBI single in the second, a home run in the fourth, a double in the sixth. It's a triple shy of the cycle. Cubs have hit 2 triples today, one by Ballesteros that drove in a run to break a 3-all tie and put the Cubs ahead. The other by Nico off the left field wall. 2-2. Happ waits. Shaw at second, 1 down. The pitch. Misses high. Happ's worked a full count. Bottom of the 8th here at Wrigley Field. Andrew Kittridge continues to warm in the Cubs bullpen.
According to the scoreboard, they've given Busch a single on that play. And we're still trying to sort out the exact scoring.
The payoff pitch is low to Happ. That's ball 4. So now the Cubs have men at first and second, and 1 away here in the 8th inning. So credit Busch with a single, and then he turned the corner at first and was thrown out. So 9-3 is the call after Bush overran the first base bag and turned the corner, headed for second, but Shaw was standing there, and the umpires weren't really emphatic with their call, so Bush was confused. We're going to have a pitching change here as Eric Orsi will leave the game. Garrett Clevenger will come in with Carson Kelly due up. Cubs have 2 on with just 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A 6-4 lead over the Rays. On the Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
It's time for Trash Day Nose Yoga with Hefty. Let's transform stinky scenarios with a joyful scent of Fabuloso. Inhale. You forgot to empty your kid's lunchbox. Exhale. A field of lavender. Inhale. Stinky leftovers. Exhale. Watermelon in the summer. That's the power of Hefty Ultra Strong Trash Bags with Fabuloso.
Hefty, hefty, hefty. It's not too late for your pup to be called out on air as the Tito's Handmade Vodka K9 of the game. Submit your dog now at 670thescore.com, and your pooch could get a shout-out. And if the Northsiders pitchers strike out 9 or more during a regular season home game, Tito's Handmade Vodka will donate $100 to anti-cruelty and up to $10,000 this season, supporting their mission to care for animals in need and build a stronger pet-loving community. Tito's Handmade Vodka. Vodka for dog people. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Left-hander Garrett Clevenger is the new pitcher for the Rays. Cubs threatening, bottom of the 8th inning. Just 1 down. Cubs have men at first and second, and Carson Kelly due up. Clevenger is 1-5 with an ERA of 2. This is his 60th game of the season for Tampa Bay. Pitching changes by Cubs opponents are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com. Shaw at second, Happ at first. 1 down. Kelly at the plate. 1 for 4 today with a single and 3 strikeouts. Now time called. I believe this is going to be a PitchCom device issue as Clevenger takes off the cap. Takes the PitchCom listening device out of the flap of his cap, and he needs a new one, so they're going to jog out from the Rays dugout and give him a new PitchCom device. Coom and I the other day were trying to figure out, what do you think these issues are? Is it a battery issue? You know, like sometimes you forget to charge your phone. Is it a language issue? For example, maybe they handed in the Japanese one, and that could create some confusion.
I'm still learning all the ins and outs about it, Zach. I kind of miss the days where you could try to steal the sign out at second base and relay that information to your teammate batting.
Oh, that's so old school.
Thank you.
Here's Carson Kelly. The pitch by Clevenger. A swing and a miss. Slider. A belt high on the outer half. 0-1. Shaw at second, Happ at first. Cubs looking for some insurance here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They're up 6-4. Clevenger looks at second. That's where Shaw is. He goes. The pitch is whacked foul out of play off to the right. So the Cubs have the double steal on.
And they both have pretty good jumps, it appeared. But when you're batting and you got 2 guys on, you're in an aggressive mode. So if that pitch is near the strike zone, you're going to take a whack at it.
Especially if you're a right-handed hitter facing a left-hander and the wind is blowing out to left as it is right now. Men at first and second, 1 down. 0-2 the count on Kelly. And a bluff throw to second base by Clevenger.
Cubs trying to break this game open a little bit. It's not secure yet. 2-run lead here in the 8th.
0-2 the count. The pitch. In the dirt, check swing. Did Kelly go? No, says the first base umpire Ryan Blakeney on appeal. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Cubs stolen bases are powered by Atturo Tire, Chicago's hometown tire. Find a dealer at Atturo.com. The 1-2. Kelly swings, and it's a high fly ball, medium range right center. Mangum makes the catch with Pereira crisscrossing behind him. So 2 away. The runners stay where they are at first and second. Here comes the Cubs cleanup man, Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete's 0 for 4 today. Lefty-lefty matchup with Clevenger on the hill. Clevenger works on the third base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Low and inside. Good take by PCA at a slider. 1-0.
Pete's due.
Shaw at second, Happ at first, 2 away. 1-0 the count on Crow Armstrong. Clevenger deals. PCA whacks it foul at the plate. 1-1. Got a piece of a slider right at the bottom of the zone on the inside edge. Cubs have double barrel action going in the bullpen now. A couple of right-handers, Kittridge and Ben Brown. And I think that depends on what the score is going to be at the end of this 8th inning. PCA waits. Here's the 1-1. Another breaking ball off the inside. 2-1.
Should get something to hit here.
Crow Armstrong has seen 3 straight breaking balls. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Got a slider right at the top of the zone and took a hefty cut. Came up empty. 2-2. Clevenger straightens up. Sets above the belt, looks at second, and deals. Crow Armstrong loops one in the shallow right, drifting back and making the catch. Falling down on his backside is the second baseman Palacios for out number 3. As my good friend to the right would say, fasten those seat belts. We head to the 9th. Cubs 6, Rays 4 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs, Monday through Friday on the Rahimi and Harris Show with Mark Rohde, 10 a.m. to 2 on the Score.
Make your house a home with premium paints and stains from Benjamin Moore. Achieve long-lasting color and beauty with Aura, Regal Select, and Ben for interiors. Or protect your exteriors with Element Guard and new Woodlux exterior stains. Available exclusively at locally owned Benjamin Moore stores. Their high-quality products ensure a flawless finish every time. Ready to start your next project? Visit BenjaminMoore.com to find a retailer near you. Benjamin Moore. See the love.
Our patient Mike had blood clots deep in his lungs that were putting his heart under major duress. Using a minimally invasive procedure pioneered by our team, we were able to clear them.
Top ranked in Illinois for heart and vascular by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Memorial Hospital used tiny balloons to widen the vessels in his lungs, the first in Illinois to master this breakthrough method.
As Mike's nurse, I'm proud to have helped him breathe freely again.
Northwestern Medicine. Better.
It started with one car 70 years ago, when the first Volvo car arrived in the U.S. Since, Volvo has helped redefine safety. From the 3-point safety belt to side impact airbags, a whiplash protection system, and blind spot assist, innovations that have saved millions of lives and made summer memories safer for generations. Celebrate 70 years of safety. Visit your local retailer for the Summer Safely bonus event going on now.
Hey, Cubs fans, make history with your business in the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY at villageofbedfordpark.com.
6-4 Cubs as we get set for the top of the 9th. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
The 9th inning is brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
That's a good point, Zach, as we go to the 9th inning. Andrew Kittridge, the former Tampa Bay Ray, facing his former team. Junior Caminero at the plate. Took a strike. Now the next offering is down low, 1-1. Save on the line for Kittridge. He is 3 out of 4 as a Cub in saving games. Caminero 0 for 3. The pitch, big chop to third, one hop, moving to his left, gloving Shaw. Good play, throws to first in time. Shaw quickly got it before it could bounce a second time, and that turned out to be very important on that play.
We'll call it the tough play of the game, sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough.
Always big to get that first guy in the ninth inning when you're trying to save a game. Jake Mangum, the batter. Mangum is 2 for 3 with a pair of singles, left-handed batter. Swings, dribbles it out in front of the plate. It's going to be an easy out, number 2. Carson Kelly only had to navigate about a step and a half in front of home plate. He barehanded the ball and fired it down to Bush, and quickly, 2 down here in the ninth inning. Cubs 1 out away from a big win in the opener of this 3-game series.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Josh Lowe, a pinch batter. He'll take a strike. Everybody's standing at Wrigley. 38,794 here on a beautiful Friday afternoon. Cubs looking for their 84th win. The pitch, swing and a foul back. Kittridge throwing nothing but strikes. Rays down to their last strike. Now the stretch. Kittridge leans back and brings it. Swing and a miss, and the Cubs win the ball game. Kittridge strikes out low, and the Cubs win their 3rd in a row as they start this series on a very positive note. They fell behind Zach early, but then had plenty of offense and come away with a 6-4 win here in the series opener. And you've gotten to the point in the season where every win is a significant win.
100%. And the thing that stands out to me today, Matthew Boyd was not at his best. There have been so many times this season where he's picked up his offensive teammates who have struggled. Today, it was his offense that picked him up, and the Cubs end up flying the double.
And Matthew Boyd with his 13th win. We'll be back with the totals. Not just yet, mind you, but in a few moments we will. Our good friend Bruce Levine is in the third base dugout, waiting to grab one of the Cubs, and he'll find a guest here momentarily. Great crowd, beautiful day. Cubs win again, and I believe we can go down to Bruce Levine.
All right, Pat and Zach here with Andrew Kittridge, and it doesn't matter who Craig Counsell calls right now in the bullpen. You guys get the job.